the family in the stands. And there's little brother Max. 3 seconds to go. 15-14, Arizona State. Max Zendejas from 45 yards. And for the second straight year, Arizona has beaten Arizona State.
That must have been the Arizona State TV broadcast there, because that guy did not sound real excited about that kick by Max Zendejas, the Devil Killer, as he is known. Territorial Cup week. Hate State, as our guy Doug from Tucson put it. I don't know if I've heard that term a lot. The battle for the territory, as I like to say. I'm not a big fan of the duel in the desert term that a lot of people use, but, you know, use what makes you happy. I prefer the battle for the territory because this was the Arizona Territory back in the day before it became the state of Arizona. And it is the Territorial Cup. So I like to term it the battle for the territory between the Sun Devils and the Wildcats. High 7, sundown. Sundown on Friday night. Underneath the mountain in the valley. Two teams will come together for the 99th time to find out whose state it really is. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. DK on the sports tip. So this is actually going to be our only show of the week. We'll get the programming announcements out of the way first. We're going to do a show today. We're not going to do a show tomorrow. And one of the reasons for that is just because we've got 2 consecutive game days again, like we've had a number of times this year, with game days like literally backed up against each other. So we have a Friday game day and then an early Saturday game day. Not quite as early as we've had on some Saturdays this year. It's not 4:30 in the morning. It's not 5:30 in the morning. It's not 6:30 in the morning. But it is, 11 a.m., I think. 11 a.m., which is, again, coming off a night when we're going to be in Tempe. And it's a travel night as well because we have to we'll be doing the programming live from Tempe on Friday. So we've got to travel back. So add 2 hours to a show, which, hey, if we win and you keep calling and you keep calling, they've got a rule up there. Like, it's very interesting. So the press box at the University of Arizona closes an hour and a half after the game ends. So an hour and a half after the gun, everybody's got to be out. You got to be done with your work and you got to be out. Now at ASU, they don't have a deadline. They're like, you can we don't leave until the last person is done. And we're not pressing folks. They don't press you up there. They're like, if you got to go till 3 in the morning, somebody is staying until 3 in the morning. I was like, whoa, okay. I was like, I don't want you to stay that late. I was like, just as long as you got a door that I can get out of, because I've been locked. I think I told the story about the time I got locked in Scottsdale Chaparral High School because I was up there for TV and I was working in an area and I looked up and everybody was gone and the gate was locked. I was like, well, how am I going to get out of here? I have been locked in several high schools during my time here covering athletics in the state of Arizona. It is not, I got locked at Sunnyside one time, but actually we were able to get out. We had to call and the guy was like, well, the gate's not really locked. You just have to kind of unravel the chains. And so I probably should have looked at that before I panicked and called somebody. I got locked at Sunnyside. I got locked at Scottsdale Chaparral. There was one other high school up in the Phoenix area that we almost got locked into. We got out just in time. So yeah, I don't, as long as there's a door that I can get out of at Mountain American Stadium, we're okay. We're good. We're good. I don't want y'all to stay till 3. But if my callers want to go on and on and on and on and on, And we can go till 3 a.m. I don't know if Dragon Ball's going to like that because he didn't have to be here for that. But, yeah, so they're like, yeah, don't worry about it. Whenever you're done, we're done. I'm like, okay. So that's how Saturday or Friday, I should say, will work. And then we got to be right back here Saturday morning for the home basketball game against Norfolk State. Not the greatest scheduling, but, again, that's usually the way it is Thanksgiving week for us. What, 2 years ago or last year we had an MTE. So we literally, at least we don't have 3 straight days of basketball like we've had in certain years. That is when you have 3 straight days of basketball and then a Territorial Cup game, so 4 consecutive game days in a row. And look, I'm not complaining, folks. I'm not complaining because we love what we do here. But, yeah, it can be a lot. At times, it can be a lot because we try to present you the best show possible, and presenting the best show possible requires a lot of hard work and time. And so, in order to do that, we want to be at the best we can be. And 4 straight days sometimes can get a little difficult. So that we'll take tomorrow off. Obviously, there will be no show on Thanksgiving, and then we will be back for you at 2:30 in the afternoon on Friday to get you set for the 99th battle for the territory. Want to hear your feelings, your thoughts. You heard that play by Max Zendejas. What, guys, I know we'll have Glenn Howell on later. We'll break down Arizona Wildcats football. I want to say that was 84? 84?
You had it right the first time.
83?
Yeah.
It was 83. Okay.
Max Zendejas has a couple of years back to back where he's
got
a
Devil killer.
He definitely got one up on his brother Luis, if I remember correctly. It was Luis or Luis Zendejas.
Luis
was over there.
Luis Zendejas. That's how I always said it. Those guys they were great. They were great kickers. The Zendejas kicking family. I don't know if there's a family. I mean, when you think about kicking families, how many have there been where you had multiple men from the same family who kicked at a high level in college and then some in the NFL?
The Grammaticas.
That's true. There was only 2 of them, though, right? There was only 2 Grammaticas. There was at least, 4 Zendejases, I think.
Yeah.
If
I
I'm not
recall there being
mistaken.
at least 4 Zendejas.
Yeah. In fact, Danny Gonzalez talked about that at his press conference today, that there's only been one, I forget exactly what he said. I think there's been 1 overtime game, and that was the double overtime game where the Alex Zendejas missed the kick at the end, and the Sun Devils won. I think he missed 2 kicks at the end of that, and during the one in regulation and one in the second overtime. And then I forget what was the other one he said. We'll hear from Danny Gonzalez coming up, but he said literally the uniqueness of this series is there's only been 1 game that's gone to overtime and 1 game that I think maybe came down to a final kick or a final play. But there have actually been, I think, a couple games that have come down to final kicks. So, yeah, we want to hear your thoughts, your favorite memories. We'll play you some more of those highlights throughout the show today and on Friday of some of the great memories. I mean, I literally, for me, there's 2. There's a lot. But the ones that stand out immediately are obviously my first Territorial Cup game in 2008 here at the stadium. And Money Mike Thomas took a punt back for a touchdown that broke the Sun Devils' back. So that's my first memory of the favorite memory of the Territorial Cup game. And then obviously the next one would be 2014, the game for the Pac-12 South Division Championship between the Sun Devils and the Wildcats, and Scooby Wright with the horse collar tackle on I think it was Berkovich or Berkovic. Berkovici, yeah. Mike Berkovic. Was it Mike Berkovici? But that's probably my second biggest memory. I say when I talk about and games like this always create iconic plays, and we'll talk about some of those iconic plays as we go on through the show today and definitely into Friday. DK on the sports tip, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. A lot of bills to pay in this first hour, so we will begin to do that. Want to hear from you on your Territorial Cup memories and hopes for this Saturday. Arizona is a 1.5-point favorite in this game. Who would have thought that back on August 25th? Today is November 25th. Who would have thought on August 25th that Arizona would be a 1.5-point favorite going into the Territorial Cup game? You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
The guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, president of Leaf Filter, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto, all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
Market volatility isn't slowing down. If you're nearing retirement, now is not the time to wait and see. Every day of uncertainty can put your future at risk. It's time to diversify. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I want you to know you can create certainty, locking in guaranteed income for life. This means predictable, stable cash flow, even in turbulent times. You've worked too hard to leave your retirement to chance. Right now, there are options to receive up to 30% upfront or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't wait. Call Trajan today at 321-4100. That's 321-4100.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any examples provided are hypothetical. Annuities are issued with prospectus and sales brochures and should be reviewed carefully before funding as features and benefits vary. DBA in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Discover your perfect vehicle at Cactus Auto, Tucson's trusted destination for certified pre-owned cars for over 30 years. They offer a wide range of certified pre-owned vehicles featuring the brands and models you love. Their finance experts are here to provide you with top dollar trade-in offers and help you find the best financing options, regardless of your credit history. With approved credit, enjoy no payments for up to 90 days. Trust Cactus Auto for quality, affordable pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, all backed by incredible savings and a 7-day exchange guarantee. Visit cactusauto.com.
Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions that are reported at Mission and Silver Lake and Mission, Euclid near 6, south of 6th Street on Euclid, the Foothills, Skyline, and Campbell and Skyline, and in Green Valley, Continental Road west of I-19. And some backups on eastbound I-10 approaching Emperita Road, and those backups are due to road work. For your weather, 48 below, sunny, 75 tomorrow, and 70 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find so many holiday essentials, all for under $25. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at macysbackstage.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
4th and 19. So far, Weber's done a good job kicking the ball away from Thomas. Here's the snap and gets it off. And it's a little short. Thomas on a bounce over the shoulder, makes the catch. Comes back to the near side, gets a block, turns the corner 45. Needs one more. Mike Thomas at the 10-5. Touchdown, Arizona.
And the crowd goes wild. Money Mike Thomas. Untouched up the sideline for a touchdown. Big time play by Mike Thomas, one of the best and premier punt returners in the country. He got open, got up the sideline. There was nothing you could do about it once he gets in the open field.
2008 here at the stadium. My first Territorial Cup game. Money Mike Thomas to the house for the touchdown. Arizona would go on to beat the Sun Devils on that day. Can they win again in Tempe this Friday after winning for the first time in 12 years 2 years ago and in dominating fashion? Again, it's crazy when you think about just the rivalry the last few years. I mean, we're only 5 years removed from the absolute worst game of our lives in this series. I'll never forget that night. Never forget it. COVID. I think they only allowed, there were a few fans there that night because it was senior night. So they allowed the senior parents to view that game. And Arizona State returns the opening kickoff for a touchdown. And it was just all downhill from that. I've talked about that night a few times of late, just because that was the first night that a young freshman defensive back by the name of Traden Stukes popped onto my radar. Like I said, I like to say, that's the first time he showed up on tape. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, who's this kid? Man, there's another play. Who's this kid? Freshman? Wow, okay. He didn't even wear, I think he wears number 2 now. I think he was wearing number 20 back that night. And so that was just 5 years ago. But there was a lot of losing that came along with that. I think it started in 99, I believe. 1999. 19. There's 5 straight years where ASU won the game. And then it turned. It turned in that second year of Jed Fish. In 22 here, when our guy Trenton Bourguet started for the Sun Devils. I think we have that one. We have the final. Let's play a couple. Let's play a couple from that game, 2022. How about Mike Wiley going 72 yards to the house?
2nd down and 3 after a gain of 7. And Delora will hand off. Wiley again. 1st down and a few more. Out to the 40, the 50. He is gone! Michael Wiley, the Sun Devil, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Arizona.
Michael Wiley explodes again right up the sideline. No one around him. What a run by Arizona. What a run by Michael Wiley. Big time change of momentum for Arizona.
And then the defense. The defense just came up with an astronomical number of takeaways that night.
Single man right, short side of the field. Bourguet out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, play fake, back to throw, gets hit, throws it up in the air. Did he pick it off? Is that Arizona football? It is! The Cats have got it!
What a game.
Isaiah Taylor on the interception. 5 Sun Devil turnovers.
Yeah, that was a great night. That ended the 5-game losing streak. And then the Wildcats went up there in 2023. And this is still one of my favorite plays, I think that, and I've talked about this play often. The Noah Fafita strike into the diamond of Devils to Tetaroa McMillan for 57 yards. Let's hear that one.
Looking deep, fires over the middle, and it's caught at midfield, and open field running down to the 40, 35, down to the 30, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, and out of bounds. Tetaroa McMillan, first and goal, Arizona at the Sun Devil 5.
Noah Fafita is on fire, and he just finds T-Mac on a simple crosser, and he just outran everybody all the way to the corner of the end zone. What a play by Arizona.
There were four guys in that diamond around T-Mac that day, Saturday afternoon, and Noah just put it right in the middle of the diamond as T-Mac was coming out of it. And I remarked, I think, a couple of weeks ago, similar play. I think it was with Chris Hudson. Noah hit Chris Hudson in the diamond, and the two kids from Colorado collided with each other. Same thing happened that day in Tempe. And just 3 years after getting rolled by 63, Arizona put up 50-plus to win for the first time in 12 years in Tempe. Now they've got a chance to win back-to-back times in Tempe. And again, they enter as a 1.5-point favorite. Guys, can you believe that? Can you believe that this team is favored in this game on Friday?
I think it's definitely a far cry from kind of what we were expecting. I think that this was a team that we were not sure where they were going to be with all the injury issues they had the last year. We knew that there was going to be talent coming back so long as everybody stayed upright and was on the field. Where they're at right now with the position that they're probably one of the dark horse, top teams in the Big 12 when you look at the overall statistics and the standings right now. They're up there with, outside of a couple of tough losses to some high-end teams in this conference. The BYU game is going to be one that kind of sticks in the craw for a bit, but a win over ASU is going to be the one that definitely gets that taste out of your mouth. And what a way to have this all kind of line up where both teams come in with, relatively speaking, very impressive records and very impressive seasons for what they've both had to overcome coming into the season. I think this is going to be one of those games that we're all going to remember for many years down the line for how much this impacts the rivalry moving forward.
No. The question was, are you surprised that Arizona's a favorite? No. I am not surprised.
Okay.
Arizona's playing great football right now. ASU's got a lot of injuries and has not been playing great football lately. So it doesn't surprise me. I mean, what's a home field advantage worth in the spread? It's usually 5 points for a home court advantage in basketball. Football is more like 3.
It's like a field goal usually when you look at the numbers there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really I think it's a push. I think it's a toss-up. I think Arizona getting 1.5 is them trying to get some ASU alumni to go to Vegas and put some money down. That's how betting lines work. I'm sure it'll be a lot closer to an even spread by the time game time comes around.
We shall see. We shall see. Arizona State, Friday in Tempe for the 99th time. That means number 100 is right around the corner, and it'll be here next season. Arizona leads the all-time series 51-46-1. Much more coming up for you. DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290. Want to hear your thoughts, your memories, your hopes for this Friday in Tempe. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hey, man. Yeah, it's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
The United States Soccer Federation presents the U.S. Soccer Podcast.
This is the show where we bring you in-depth interviews with U.S. soccer stars. This time, Sam Coffey.
The World Cup is in 2 years. Is it time yet? Can we get back into camp?
Tim Ream.
We're going to continue to show other countries we're not going to be pushed around.
And Jedi Robinson.
Every time you come back and you put the jersey on, it means more and more each time.
So we'll be back here with all the best stories.
The U.S. Soccer Podcast.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
The holiday season is about family and friends, co-workers, parties, and gifts that we send. So saving big money is important to all. Up to 40% if you make the right call at Tobacco Barn. This holiday season, remember, you can save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products at Tobacco Barn. Plus, up to $20 in city and state sales tax because they're on the reservation. And save up to $3 with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com. Hey, even Santa likes saving big money at Tobacco Barn.
Miss Claus loves it here.
So save up to 40% on your favorite tobacco products. Save up to $20 in state sales tax. Pay no city sales tax. And save up to $3 with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com. Saving this much money, even Santa's elves have been spotted shopping at Tobacco Barn.
What is going on in here?
Happy holidays from Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia.
It is the very best time of the year. Lights are up, cookies are baking, and some of the most exciting games of the year are around the corner. Keep the season rolling on Prize Picks by getting $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play your first $5 on Prize Picks. You simply pick 2 to 6 players, pick more or less on their stat projections, and watch your lineups light up like the holidays. What's super exciting is that Prize Picks now has early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. So don't miss any of the action this season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code ROAM and get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code ROAM on Prize Picks to get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get the $50 bonus credit in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Tim, I'm receiving an important update.
Ooh, are you getting night vision?
No. I just found out you could get $200 with Navy Federal Credit Union when you refinance your auto loans from another lender.
So, no night vision?
No night vision.
Learn more at NavyFederal.org/autoloans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Credit and collateral subject to approval. Refinance loan must be at least $5,000 to be eligible for the $200. Terms and conditions apply.
Get ready to shop Lowe's Black Friday Doorbuster deals to save $150 on a 30-inch Blackstone griddle, now $299. Plus, choose a Whirlpool top-load washer or Midea top freezer refrigerator for just $398. These limited-time doorbuster deals go fast, so get holiday ready today at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid 11/28 through 12/1. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Hey, want to win the holiday season? Of course you do. That's why you need Aura Frames. Aura Frames are my favorite gift because it's personal, easy, and unforgettable. Get this. You can even upload photos of you and your loved ones before it arrives. Aura Frames is thoughtful from the moment it's unwrapped, and it makes it look like you planned it all along. And let's be real, fellas, this is so much better than that sweater you were eyeing. For a limited time, visit auraframes.com for $45 off on a Carver matte frame with code ROME, and support us by mentioning the Jim Rome Show at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
Amy and Andrew Dobbins here.
Owners of Intelligent Design Plumbing and Air.
Roofing, solar, and electric.
Did you know the Earth is tilted perfectly, and even 1 degree difference would throw the seasons and the planet into absolute chaos?
Now that's some intelligent design. And when it comes to your home comfort, a small change in timing can mean big consequences.
That's right, huge changes are coming in 2026. This is your last chance to get $3,200 in tax credits on your air conditioning. TEP is raising electric rates 14%, and the AC manufacturers are raising prices again.
That's not some intelligent design right there. Wait too long and you could pay thousands more and miss out.
But right now you can lock in tariff-free pricing, access to 0% financing, and get a free instant quote online at iDesignAC.com.
Only a few Earth rotations left before December 31st.
Act now before this opportunity spins out of reach.
Now that's real intelligent design.
Visit iDesignAC.com to get your instant quote today.
When your house feels like hell and not heaven, call 888-8787.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
My hero.
To advertise up to 40% off at Tobacco Barn, paying no city or state sales tax, and saving up to $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com, I'm going to jump from this airplane at 30,000 feet.
I hope he's careful.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products. You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation.
Wait, where's the ripcord?
And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Oh no, he forgot his parachute.
I did it!
Hooray!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco.
Captain, you seem a little shorter.
I prefer vertically challenged, my dear.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
Or did everyone else get taller?
Oh, brother.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Tataroa McMillan was the latest NFL Tucson Sun to have an opportunity to shine on Monday Night Football.
Little shoulder fake, end zone shot. He's got the rookie touchdown, McMillan, and the Panthers are back in it. Tataroa's fifth.
29-yard touchdown reception. However, it was just one of 2 catches that T-Mac had on the night. 2 for 35 yards. Carolina Panthers lost to the San Francisco 49ers despite intercepting Brock Purdy 3 times in the first half. How frustrating is that when your defense is out there ball hawking and you can't get any offense to turn it around, and even Bryce threw an interception in the end zone.
Don't say ball hawking.
No.
Not after what happened in that game.
No. It's real rough right now watching the Panthers. If they played the Falcons every game of the year, Bryce Young would be a Hall of Famer tomorrow. The fact of the matter is that the Panthers offense continuously finds difficulties in getting into the end zone. 2 interceptions for Bryce in that game. 13.5 QBR, which, again, QBR is a very bizarre rating system, and I don't know how any of us even know what the equation to it is. But if you were able to get 3 interceptions in that game, you should be winning that game, but just didn't get it.
Yeah, absolutely. Disappointment there. We'll have the Panthers back on our airwaves. They were on KTUC last night because of Arizona basketball. But they'll be back on our airwaves this Sunday. And oh, ho hum, all they get to do this weekend is play the Los Angeles Rams, the best team right now in football. That's debatable, but they're playing extremely well. And that'll be an 11 a.m. kickoff right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
They will be without Trayvon Moehring.
Yeah.
Because he was ball hawking too hard versus the Niners, and he's been suspended for one game, so he won't be.
Different kind of ball hawking for sure.
But
Right.
but that one I would love to see because he's already appealing that ruling.
Did you see the video?
Oh, no, there's
nothing to
there's nothing to appeal.
It's like a wind up and intention, it's a shot right down the goalpost.
Yeah, no,
he really landed a good one there, and they have every reason to suspend him.
Yeah, no, this is the next level of. I thought the Jamar Chase appealing the spit that he threw at Jalen Ramsey, where you could see the video. It was very clearly there was phlegm being thrown out there. And thinking, okay, the video's there. We're not even going to entertain the appeal. The minute that this even gets approached by the league office, I'd imagine we are tearing this up. There is no appeal. What are you talking about?
There's no gray area on that play.
No.
And there's no place for that in football.
No, not at all. Not at all. How about there was some player in college this week that spitted a guy. I mean, like, what would ever possess somebody to do that? To spit on somebody else.
Dragon Ball, have you ever spit on anybody in your life?
I have never spit on anyone. I have spit on myself because the wind would get the spit and landed on my shoe, but that's about as far as it's ever gotten.
Well, you spat at the wind and it was not happy with you.
Yes,
spitting
exactly.
at it.
You don't spit at the wind. You don't tug on Superman's cape. That
Sure.
old adage. But I have never been in any capacity tempted to think that spitting at this individual is justified. There's never been a moment in my life where I felt that.
Well, I mean, I think the message of the person in that moment is, I'm disrespecting you to this level. But the real message they're putting out there is, I was not raised right.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
All right, so the BetMGM people, they did it to us again. They told us to take the Panthers plus the 7.5 points last night. And man, when you get 3 interceptions, you're feeling kind of good about that. But again, Bryce Young could not capitalize on his brilliant passing performance.
What did you say during the break last night during our post game? You said, "How could you throw a first down? How could you throw an interception on first down at first and goal?
First and goal at the 3.
How could you throw an interception?
Exactly. You're throwing an interception in the back of the end zone. I don't understand that at all. All right, so we had 7.5, and they lost by 11. So we lost on that one. Are we going to lose tonight, or what do we have tonight?
Brad Evans here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. Thanksgiving Day, serve up a side of rice. Kansas City's WR1 should slice and dice a Cowboys secondary number 26 and drop back EPAD. Averaging over 9 targets per game, the slot man is a strong candidate to feast. Give me the over 71.5 receiving yards at minus 115. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
All right, there you go. So you've got one for Thanksgiving Day. That'll be the last one we give you on the air this week. We'll track a few as we go on throughout the week as well, and we'll see kind of where we line up with all of this. We'll take a break here because we're over. But when I come back, I'll let you know. We had all those big bets over the weekend. I'll let you know how we fell with those college plays where the SEC teams were playing the cupcakes. I'll let you know how we fared with those.
Every season. Every season.
Yeah, absolutely. DK on the sports tip. Cricket's getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions reported Thornydale and Linda Vista and Thornydale. Euclid near 6th on Euclid south of 6th Street. Mission and Silver Lake. To the foothills, Skyline and Campbell reported. We've got backups on eastbound I-10 approaching Embarita Road due to road work. And for your weather, chilly 48 the low, sunny 75 tomorrow and 70 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free, so you can drive with peace of mind. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
If your yard is the talk of the neighborhood, make sure it's for all the right reasons. Call Dorado Rock and Materials. For landscape gravel to boulders and everything in between, Dorado Rock and Materials will make sure you and your yard are covered.
708 million toys for children.
That's a lot of toys.
Tens of thousands handed out right here in our community.
Once again this year, we are collecting new unwrapped toys for Toys for Tots.
And for every toy you donate,
we'll donate another.
For every dollar you donate,
we'll match it.
Alaskan AC has partnered with the Marine Corps Toys for Tots.
Stop by our offices or hand your donation to a Jolly Polar Bear technician when they're in your home.
Alaskan AC will purchase an extra toy for each one donated.
Or match any dollars you donate.
And your donations stay right here in town, putting smiles on little faces who could be your neighbor.
Toys for Tots has been an American tradition since 1947.
An organization we're proud to support every year.
Because we believe every child should have a present on Christmas.
We'll donate a toy for everyone you donate.
And match cash donations dollar for dollar.
We want every child to have a Merry Christmas.
For our location or to schedule service, find us at alaskanac.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
With Civic Tax Relief, they were able to save me upwards of $80,000 that I would have had to pay had I not reached out to them.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies.
I owe the IRS $37,000.
They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS. By the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-211-69. 800-211-69. Don't wait. Call now. 800-211-69. 800-211-69.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Yes, it's November already. Can you believe it? The year is almost over. So if you've been waiting to do vehicle maintenance, repair, or even a new set of tires, there's great news. November is the biggest rebate time of the year. If you've got holiday travel plans or you're just trying to cross town through crazy road construction, Jack Furrier's has got you covered. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the local's choice for savings, great service, and 14 award-winning locations. This month, you'll save big on all Michelin brand tires. Get back $160 to $220 on the tires Consumer Reporting magazines rank the very best. Like the smooth-riding, long-lasting Michelin Defender 2 for cars and CUVs, or the durable Defender LTX for SUVs and trucks. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care has them all, and they're all on sale with big rebates all month long. Check out jackfurriers.com for details and even more specials where you can make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960. We're here to get you there.
If you've been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, this is what it sounds like to be 1,000,000 miles away. Imagine being 1,000,000 miles away. Tremfya Guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. In clinical trials, at least 70% of patients saw at least 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks. Results may vary. Tremfya is also indicated for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit tremfya.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hey, it's Shannon. Picture this. It's 110 outside, and you're out pulling weeds, and you're sweating your butt off. Why don't you let Weedco handle it? Their licensed pros get rid of weeds, pests, termites, and HOA complaints fast and efficiently. They handle the heat so you don't have to. It's safe for your pets, too. You stay cool, the weeds are gone, the house looks great. Weedco, your shield for pests, termites, and weeds. Call Weedco today, 549-1390, or visit Weedco online at weedcoaz.com to get your yard on the schedule today.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
This week against their rival, Oregon. Pete Smith, deep, Brad Brennan, look at this! Brennan's gone! 72 yards. They go 90 yards in 2 plays, 17 by the running back candidate. Then 72 as Dick Tomick calls for the bomb, and Smith finds his man, Brad Brennan, wide open.
The coach's brother has a play, has a memory in this Territorial Cup game. Brad Brennan. Everybody remembers 1998. That's Kelvin's year because of a guy named Tron Candidate who ran wild. I still remember watching that. I'm trying to remember. I think I was in Cleveland. I watched it in Cleveland.
Yeah, that was.
I still remember watching that game.
The most impressive outside the Miami game, where their secondary just could not keep up with him. But yeah, I mean, he broke the school record for rushing yards in a game by 50+ yards in that game.
Strong candidate, a definite hero of the Territorial Cup game. Keith Smith throwing that touchdown pass to Brad Brennan to start the scoring. That was a shootout. That was an absolute shootout in that game right there, which was obviously won by your Arizona Wildcats. 51-46-1. That was the other thing that Danny had talked about that I couldn't remember early. He said there's been one overtime game and one tie. Only one overtime game and only one tie in this series between these two in 98 games. That's pretty impressive.
That's because one team's generally good and one team is generally playing spoiler in the rivalry. In my lifetime, anyway, there's been 3 or 4 games where both teams were vying. Both teams are at 8 or 9 wins, 8, 7, 8, 9 wins, like that era. Most other years, one team is good, the other team isn't. It's just flip flops.
That's why 2014 was so special.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
that's the only time they've ever played for any kind of championship in the rivalry. And again, listeners, I mean, we know about the Territorial Cup. We know about the distance between the two cities. We know about the history, what happened in 1950, Prop 200. We know all of it. And the nation doesn't know because there's no numbers next to these two teams when they play each other in general. So if this year DK can springboard them into even further success next year, if next year, BYU is 10-1 and Utah is 9-2, correct? If that's ASU and U of A next year at 10-1 and 9-2, vying for the spot in the college football playoff or whatever, I mean, that's what will kick this rivalry into a national spotlight. But they're just not, generally one team's good, one team's not good.
Do you have a favorite rivalry trophy outside? And again, all these questions are outside of the Territorial Cup.
I like
outside of the Territorial Cup.
The Apple Cup is a good one.
Yeah, I like the Apple Cup.
Yeah, the Apple Cup is good. I remember there's the boot. It's just like some bronze.
It's not the boot. It's like the bronze boot or something, isn't it?
Yeah,
copper boot.
Something like that. Yeah, no, just them just two teams facing off for a bronze or something encased
That would be
boot.
The bronze boot is Colorado State and Wyoming. Is that the one we're thinking of there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like the fact that, again, it's so funny when you look at all the different rivalries you have. The axe that's handed off, I believe.
Yeah, I was going to
Callan-
say, I think the Territorial Cup is the most apt because the rivalry started in 1899, the Arizona Territory, and the meaning behind that. But the Paul Bunyan's axe, that's like Minnesota and
Wisconsin.
Minnesota, Wisconsin, yeah.
I mean, that's a very apt trophy for sure.
And then I believe there may also be an axe that's handed out between Stanford and Cal, if my memory serves me correctly.
Yep.
So you get all these really bizarre, just like out of nowhere items. And again, DK, you remember, you have the bell between USC and UCLA,
Victory bell,
the victory bell, all these odd little knickknacks that are used to symbolize rivalries, and there's nothing to me that symbolizes that more than the boot for the border war.
Because to me, USC and UCLA do the victory bell, but to me, there was always a lot of teams that did like a bell or a victory bell or something like that. Duke and North Carolina do a victory bell, so I always thought that was kind of like, it is what it is, and we'll take it. But we'll take it back to campus with us. But it was never anything that I was like I thought that was real cool about that rivalry.
What's the name of that thing USC and Notre Dame pass back and forth? They got
I don't know that they.
They do. They have some kind of weird old Gaelic thing that they pass back and forth.
Oh, the shillelagh.
Yeah.
Yes,
the
the shillelagh. That's right. We do that.
I completely forgot there was one that always I love that they hand this thing off. And now that we're in the Big 12, we are now with TCU, but their old SMU rivalry where they would hand off the iron skillet.
Yeah,
that one is one of my favorites.
That's a good one.
It's just a pan. You just hand a pan between two teams.
My favorite though is Iowa and Minnesota. Floyd of Rosedale. That is a cool name for a trophy. A pig, a bronzed pig. Floyd of Rosedale to the winner of the Iowa-Minnesota game. That's cool.
I've always wanted a bronze pig in my living room, so I better get in on that.
Indiana and Kentucky, the bourbon barrel.
That's good.
Yeah, I like that.
Either that or the NASCAR oil.
The Big Ten
grease.
has some.
The oil pan.
Right.
The Big Ten has some really good. They have some really good trophies. The old oaken bucket.
Okay,
I like that one.
That one bugs me because it's more so a rivalry over the keychain that's next to the bucket than it is the bucket itself. The keychain is more so what I think you'd argue over. The bucket itself.
Indiana and Purdue, the old oaken bucket. What else is there? What's the one? Oh, the Civil War up in Oregon.
Oh,
that always has been weird to me, just because. You don't associate the term Civil War with Oregon, but
Arizona was the westernmost battle of the Civil War, right? Gotcha.
And then my other favorite is the battle between Grambling and Southern, the Bayou Classic.
Yeah,
great rivalry game down in the New Orleans Superdome every year. What's your favorite outside of the Territorial Cup? 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Full show for you today. No show tomorrow or Thursday. Back with you Friday for the Territorial Cup game. Saturday for Arizona basketball. And then we turn the clock in December. There's going to be some more changes going on in terms of our programming with because Tommy Lloyd's show is once again going to be on Thursday this year. And so we'll begin our Becky Burke shows as well over on KTUC. Those actually start next week. The first Becky Burke show. Becky Burke and her ladies are, in fact, home tonight for their 5th game of the season. They'll be taking on Northern Colorado over at McHale Center. Tip-off of that game is at 6 o'clock. Our coverage will begin in about 2 hours, 5:45 over on Freedom 1400 KTUC. Derek Palmer will have the call of that game as the ladies go for a 5th straight win. When we come back, Tom, I'm going to play you, if you hadn't heard. So they beat Northern Arizona the other night, and we'll get into the men's game as well. The men beat Denver last night by 30, and we'll hear from some of the particulars from that. as the freshmen just went off last night. Braden Burries had 20 points. Ivan Korchenkov had 20 points. Dwayne Aristote had 17 points. So the freshmen did an outstanding job last night. But Becky Burke was not real happy after they beat NAU the other night at McHale Center. So we haven't played her comments. So I'm going to let you hear her comments after that game when we come back. DK on the Sports Tip. Dragon Ball is here. He's not always here, but he's here today, and he's got everything happening in sports in Southern Arizona and around the world.
I'm here for you today, DK. So the Arizona Wildcats men's basketball, you just heard, they returned to the friendly confines of McHale Center. They handled their business against Denver late last night. Going into that game, there was a lot of talk that the Cats could be the number one team in the national rankings, but only ended up at the number 2 spot prior to the tip-off. But even with all the attention, Tommy Lloyd made it very clear how little focus he has on all the outside noise.
I don't care if people are talking about us or not. The business as usual. I mean, we didn't do one thing different. Steady the ship, help guys get better. That's our mindset. Figure out the growth areas we want to attack on the team, and also figure out, kind of identify our strengths and reinforce those. So it was literally a normal couple days of Arizona basketball. And, I would expect the next couple of days to be very normal days in Arizona basketball as well.
Again, following the Thanksgiving holiday, the next contest for the men's team will be on Saturday against Norfolk State. And the Suns, they had a bit of a reality check against the Rockets in their latest outing, losing 114-92 against Houston. The Rockets putting on a defensive clinic in the fourth quarter. The Suns not able to break the 20-point mark in that 12-minute span. Dylan Brooks led the way of scoring at 29 points, while Devin Booker was the leading assister with 5 on the day, but also tallied 6 turnovers. The Suns will look to go ahead and get their get-right game tomorrow when they travel to Sacramento. And Shohei Ohtani will be back on the field for Team Japan when they return to the diamond for the upcoming World Baseball Classic, according to a social media post from yesterday. Ohtani back in the fold. The Japanese squad will aim to repeat as champions after taking the 2023 Classic against Team USA, where Ohtani struck out Angels teammate Mike Trout at the time for the final out of that game. Still a question mark as to whether Ohtani will be returning to the mound this March for the WBC or not going into the tournament. And I'm Dragon Ball with your 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do, with press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
Bounce pass, a walk, a slam it home.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290. Nobody covers your Cats like we do, with press conferences, coaches
From the
shows,
Auto Nation
and
Honda and
play-by-play.
BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. Slowing for travel on Keno Parkway to the south of Ahaway. Also backups eastbound I-10 near Emperita Road due to road work. Collisions Euclid south of 6th Street and also Thornydale and Linda Vista. 48, the overnight low, sunny, 75 tomorrow and 70 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Don't let data limits hold you back from being the gift master in the family group chat. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless and get real unlimited data on Verizon's 5G network. Straight Talk, available at straighttalk.com or Walmart.
This sports report is brought to you by Bet365. When it comes to sportsbooks, Bet365 has it all. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be located in Arizona.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
With Civic Tax Relief, they were able to save me upwards of $80,000 that I would have had to pay had I not reached out to them.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies.
I owe the IRS $37,000.
They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS. By the time everything was completed, I didn't know the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-211-69. 800-211-69. Don't wait. Call now. 800-211-69. 800-211-69.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
At Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, we know your home is more than four walls. It's where family gathers and comfort matters most. During the month of November, with the purchase of a new HVAC system, we'll include a free water heater or take $1,000 off your installation. It's our way of helping keep your home cozy, efficient, and worry-free. Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, where home wellness begins.
Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Nobody covers your cats like we do. We are the home of your Arizona Wildcats. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hour number 2 of our program on this Tuesday. So tonight we've got some programming happening. We've got the final Brent Brennan radio show of the season. It'll be tonight at the Union Public House. That'll be at 6 o'clock, right after our show concludes. The head coach, Brian Jeffries, special guests as we get ready for the Territorial Cup game on Friday night. So that'll be tonight at 6:05. And then at 7:05, it'll be Panther Talk tonight as the Panthers played on Monday night this week. So they will talk about that game out in San Francisco, which they lost 20-9. So your two coaches shows back-to-back as we've had them all season long. Brent Brennan coming up at 6:05. Panther Talk at 7:05. We'll hear from Dave Canales on that as well. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. What is your favorite college football rivalry game outside of the Territorial Cup game? Is it UCLA, USC? Is it Ohio State, Michigan? Is it Alabama, Auburn? I mentioned Grambling and Southern. How about Harvard and Yale? The game. That's just the game. That's this weekend, I think, coming up as well. Cal Bears and the Stanford Cardinal. That was last weekend. Did you see the video of they were interviewing Andrew Luck on the sideline as the kid got the pick six?
Yes.
The fumble 6. He's running right by him.
I'm so happy. The main thing I took away from that little clip was that thank goodness that Andrew Luck has not lost his love of football. When he retired, it was a very, very sad day.
Yeah.
But seeing that he's finally, like, I'm able to see him again and he still has that love of football is probably the best thing that I could have seen from that little moment. But nonetheless, hey, Stanford doing not too bad. They were able to come away with that one there.
Hey, as long as you win the big game, it's a good year. For sure. Good year for sure.
I think if you live, anywhere near Michigan or Ohio, you're going to say that. Yeah. But to me, it's got to be USC Notre Dame, which is one you didn't say, is to me, or Army Navy because of the purity of that rivalry.
Yes.
Those are the two ones that always stick out to me outside of the Territorial Cup. I know Michigan and Ohio State, the two highest winning percentage teams, 3, Alabama, Ohio State, and Michigan.
Right.
Right, have the highest winning percentage in the history of their programs of any major university. So they've always been good. And if you have two teams, like I just said, Arizona and Arizona State rarely are both very good in the same year. Ohio State and Michigan are always great in the same year. Same with USC and Notre Dame. So those rivalries, Keith Jackson on the TV, it's just like that's my childhood growing up was mostly USC Notre Dame was my most memorable ones. I just think, great programs and the history involved, it just makes for a great rivalry.
I hadn't gotten down to that part of the list yet, but Army and Navy was on the list for sure.
Yeah, always.
BYU, Utah. That's become a pretty heated rivalry, of course, over the course of time, but maybe more on the national
They did not
lexicon
play each other for a while.
over the last few years, yeah. So,
Yeah, like U of A and ASU have played pretty much every year since, they started playing. I know BYU and Utah did not. But yeah, as far as the proximity, there's a lot of families divided in that rivalry as well. So,
oh yeah,
and this year in particular, right? Like they're leading the conference. So I mean, the rivalries that end up with two teams on top of the conference, Ohio State, Michigan, always is that way, right? Those are the ones this time of year that we really remember.
When our president of the United States several years ago announced the establishment of the Space Force, the first thing I said is, well, they've got to get a football team. They've got to get a football team, and then that first Saturday in December, we can have a doubleheader between Army and Navy and Air Force and Space Force. How about that for a Saturday in December? We got to get a football team at Space Force.
I don't know about that.
Space Force is not a university. It's just a bunch of people in their 30s and 40s who are coming from other departments
trying to figure out how to
in there. And it's
Well, I'm sure we could make it.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can create a football team for them. Right?
There's no university though. There's a lot of
we can
crossover.
maybe
Like my
make one.
roommate Dan Fisher went to the Air Force Academy, and I've met and hung out with a lot of those dudes who were what was it, Colorado Springs?
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I know that they take it very seriously. He played soccer when he was up there, and their athletics, and they take their athletics very, very seriously at all the academies. If Space Force had a campus and had students, then I'd be all for it.
See, and that's the thing is that when I hear the Space Force, I think more so of guys that are trying to figure out how to get computers upgraded from Windows Vista all the way to Windows 11. I don't think of a academy of I'd have more belief that the Marines would have a football team before I would think the Space Force would.
Yeah, but it's Space Force and Air Force go together.
Yeah, no, they do. They absolutely do.
Air Force and Marines. I don't know. Yeah, well, that'd be interesting.
When we get our first moon base, then we can talk about a Space Force campus.
Yeah, why don't we have a campus for the Marines? That would be cool. I would be all for that. Then we could have we could do that doubleheader.
There we go.
We got to have another team to kind of make it a national day of football. We could call it National Saturday of Football when all the service academies play each other. All right, let's hear from our guy Paul in Phoenix. You're on DK on the Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio 1290.
David, how do you tackle a Space Force guy with no gravity? I'm not sure if I'd like to be any part of that. But man, that'd be a tough tackle. But, hey, the NFL's going out of the country. Why couldn't we, Space Force go to the moon?
Yeah.
Something like that, do something like that. So, yeah. Hey, so let me unpack 3 things here real quick, okay? First off, please tell Glenn I love that guy. God, I love that guy. He was up here in Phoenix, and you know what? Glenn is the first guy who I've ever heard he actually was able to take hot butter and put it through a knife. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Tell them it's a great thing, actually. But here's the thing. As far as rivalries go, a couple things, okay? Nebraska, Oklahoma, back in the Johnny Rogers days. That was, for me, my dad was a big Nebraska fan, and he told me, that's your second favorite team besides Arizona, right? And he and I remember watching that game with him. And, oh, boy, those were games. Those were football games. That was, for me, that was must-see TV. That was great. But then the other rivalry is more high school related. Back in the late 70s, like 1979, 80, okay? I went to Shadow Mountain High School.
Okay.
At the time, we were the second school in the Paradise Valley School District. The first one was Paradise Valley High School, okay? And you've got 2,000-plus students on wood bleachers inside an arena, one of the biggest arenas at the time in, west of the Mississippi, okay? And we're all chanting, and I think I'm allowed to say the word, we were all chanting, PV sucks, PV sucks. I've never heard a basketball stadium, high school stadium, louder. It was out of control when you have everybody banging their feet and screaming. Well, needless to say, about an hour later after the pep assembly, when we got to play those guys, the principal comes on the loudspeaker and says, well, if that ever happens again, we will cancel pep assemblies forever. It was a raucous crowd. It was fun. It was fun.
We will cancel pep assemblies forever. That sounds like that Brady Bunch episode where you got grounded for life.
Grounded for life.
Grounded for life? What does that even mean?
Paul, did you get a chance to hear the coordinators this morning?
I have not yet. I'm on my way
So-
home. I was hanging out with my grandkids.
Seth
Go ahead.
Dagey was asked about the rivalry and about his memories of rivalries, maybe in his time in the Big 10 or Big 12 when he was initially as a player. And he went all the way back to junior high school, Texas rivalries with the town over, and how heated everybody was about the junior high school football rivalry. That was Seth
Isn't that
Dagey's memory he
crazy?
shared.
That's awesome. That's great. So let me plant this seed, okay? And you guys plant the seed around Arizona. Let's let this grow. Somehow, some way, whether both teams are average, above average, even below average football season, next year's the 100th anniversary of the Territorial Cup. We need, not only do we need game day there, we need a big game. We need both teams to be doing really well. And how fun would that be for the 100th Territorial Cup?
Oh my gosh, can you imagine that?
That would be off. You know what? You'd have to do a 5-hour show. 5-hour post-game show.
So, Paul,
Well, they would only let us stay an hour and a half in the press box here.
No. Trust me. We're going to set up a tent on
Oh
the
yeah,
campus.
tent
I
on
can
the
get
tent
you- I
right
can
on
get
the We'd have to do a mall show, a post-game mall show. That would be something.
Post-game mall show. That's what
Yeah.
we'll do. Yep.
Paul, you've pretty much been following this rivalry since its inception, right? So how many years do you remember when both teams were good or very good?
I go back to even some of those games back in the mid-'70s when Mike Haynes of ASU, he was out of bounds when he caught that pass. And, there was lots of these were just brutal games to watch. I loved our streak, of course, but it just, the whole thing, it's one of those things where I probably won't sleep well Thursday night. It just is what it is, and to me, this is what makes things fun for me. It's just a lot of fun, and just I don't know, but it's going way back. I told you guys the story before that back in '86 how my friend he bet me that ASU, U of A, the Chuck Cecil game, and he had to wear an Arizona shirt because we beat him, and he had to wear it to school the next day because he was going to ASU and I was going to U of A, and he did it. He was a good sport. So, and those are the memories that I will always have of this.
And that was one of those rare years, right? Because ASU was ranked 4th in the nation for that game, and U of A was 14th or 15th, something like that. So those were two ranked teams in the Territorial Cup. Other than that 5 years ago where they were both vying for the Pac-12 title, I don't remember both teams being ranked in my lifetime. It's rare.
I don't. I really don't either.
And we need it next
and
year. You're right. We need the 100th to be two undefeated teams going to Territorial Cup week. I mean, that's what we need for
Wouldn't that
next
be
year.
awesome? Well, and you think about it, the 2020 game, okay? He always brings up that super lopsided score. I won't even mention it, okay? But I tell him, I said, I've been to every game in Tucson since 82, okay? And I wasn't there So because I wasn't there, it didn't happen. It did not happen. I have to be there for it to happen. So it didn't happen. So it's gone. It's wiped off. It's wiped off. Everything. Kind of like we got on probation or they got on probation. It's gone. No records. So let's move forward. I think I can honestly see us, and I'll just share this with you right now. I don't want a close game because I don't want them getting something lucky, okay? But I can honestly see us getting up on them by 2 touchdowns and holding them off and say, nope, 2 touchdown victory. That's I'm going to stick with that. So, guys, I'm thankful for you guys in this time of Thanksgiving. Thanks for everything you do, and you guys are like my drug. You guys are my release. I use you guys as my drug, and that's a good thing. So, happy Thanksgiving to all you guys. Please pass along to Glenn and to Kelvin. You guys have a great time with your family and friends and whatnot. So, we'll talk to you soon. Bear down.
Awesome. Appreciate you very much, Paul in Phoenix. Sounded like he was on his walk there. He was on his
Thanksgiving, Paul.
His afternoon walk. For
Getting
Paul.
some exercise.
There you
Getting
go.
some exercise.
Nothing wrong with that. 520-848-1290 is the number if you want to get in on the program. Everybody's here today. We got, speaking of the Brady Bunch, we got our Brady Bunch shot right there. Cricket is here as well. It is Thanksgiving week. So, Cricket, what are you thankful for this week?
Definitely first responders. Everyone from the 911 dispatchers up to, medics, firefighters, the police, keeping the community safe. What about you guys? Thankful?
Dragon Ball?
I am thankful for finished housing projects.
Yes,
the bathroom is now totally done.
Yes.
Everything on that is finished. And my girlfriend's officially going to start doing the final processes of moving in, meaning she's bringing the cats on December 1st. So I got to be ready for that.
Brace.
That sounds like an anti-thankful.
Oh, no, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for her. The cats, we'll have to have a discussion because she's determined to not have it where she doesn't want to close the door for when we go to sleep because she wants the cats to be able to get in the bed if they need to when they get cold. And I'm just thinking to myself, the cat's going to walk all over my face and I'm going to be just sniffling up a storm when I wake up in the morning. It's going to be great.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen.
It probably will. I'm ready for it.
J-Dub.
I mean, I'm just a thankful person in general at all times. So right now I'm thankful for this nice, cool weather that we've got that has rolled into Tucson for the holiday season. And just for all the great things that all the people there at the U of A are doing with the athletics department. I think it's been a very great year on top of, maybe some struggles and, issues with the deficit and whatnot the past 3 or 4 years. So it's very bright and positive on campus. And when the U of A has a bright and positive outlook, it just affects all of Tucson. So just thankful for all the efforts and energies that everybody from Desiree all the way down are doing over there at the U of A. Thankful for the hard work that they all put into it every day.
Outstanding. And I'm thankful for my mom and my wife. My mom just turned 90.
Wow.
She hit 90, and then we've been dealing with a little bit of a health challenge here the last week or so, and so I'm thankful for my wife for helping me through that and getting her. We're hopefully going to get her back up and moving and on her feet again, so she has a few more years to spend here with us. So thankful for that, for sure. All right. Whatever you're thankful for, too, we'd like to hear. 520-848-1290. Thankful that we have Cricket making sure that we get home safely with the traffic and the weather every 20 minutes on the 5.
And from the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions reported Ina and Oracle, some backups westbound Ina at Oracle. Also in the clearing stages, Broadway east of Swan, some slowing at that intersection. Nogales Highway and Bilby, some westbound slowing there. Final clearing stages, Euclid south of 6th Street, also Thornydale and Linda Vista. Backups on eastbound I-10 approaching Emperita Road due to road work. 48 the overnight low, sunny, 75 tomorrow, and 77 on Thanksgiving, 70 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find so many holiday essentials, all for under $25. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at macysbackstage.com.
The holiday season is about family and friends, co-workers, parties, and gifts that we send. So saving big money is important to all. Up to 40% if you make the right call at Tobacco Barn. This holiday season, remember, you can save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products at Tobacco Barn. Plus, up to $20 in city and state sales tax because they're on the reservation. And save up to $3 with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com. Hey, even Santa likes saving big money at Tobacco Barn.
Ho, ho, ho. Miss Claus loves it here.
So save up to 40% on your favorite tobacco products. Save up to $20 in state sales tax. Pay no city sales tax. And save up to $3 with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com. Saving this much money, even Santa's elves have been spotted shopping at Tobacco Barn.
What is going on in here?
Happy holidays from Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Yes, it's November already. Can you believe it? The year is almost over. So if you've been waiting to do vehicle maintenance, repair, or even a new set of tires, there's great news. November is the biggest rebate time of the year. If you've got holiday travel plans or you're just trying to cross town through crazy road construction, Jack Furrier's has got you covered. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the local's choice for savings, great service, and 14 award-winning locations. This month, you'll save big on all Michelin brand tires. Get back $160 to $220 on the tires Consumer Reporting magazines rank the very best. Like the smooth-riding, long-lasting Michelin Defender 2 for cars and CUVs, or the durable Defender LTX for SUVs and trucks. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care has them all, and they're all on sale with big rebates all month long. Check out jackfurriers.com for details and even more specials where you can make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960. We're here to get you there.
Hello, everybody.
Gary, why are you wearing a...
Hold on, Ron. Every time Gary walks in here wearing some goofy costume, you always say, Gary, why are you wearing that?
Yeah, but...
And then it turns into some long-winded story about Alaskifications.
Yeah, but...
Then Gary says something ridiculous.
Yeah, but...
And you agree that an Alaskification before winter is the best way to prepare for cold weather.
Yeah, but...
And how Alaskan AC guarantees no breakdowns.
Yeah, but...
And all it does is encourage Gary to walk around wearing a stupid-looking ski mask that no person in his right mind would get caught dead wearing.
Yeah, but he's wearing my ski mask.
Keeping my head protected, just like the Alaskification protects your heater.
My ski mask isn't stupid looking.
Look who's wearing it. I choose to ignore that remark. Because you know another one is coming.
Take off that stupid ski mask.
See?
And that's why you should schedule your Alaskification today.
What did we accomplish here?
I'm not sure, but today is a good day to Alaskify. Schedule now at alaskanac.com.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Kick off your week with Wildcats Radio 1290 this Tuesday from 6 till 7 p.m. at Union Public House. Enjoy a refreshing Modelo, mouth-watering food, plus spin to win prizes and more. Sponsored by Modelo, brewed for full-time Cats fans, and official partner of Arizona Athletics.
Hi, I'm Mike Yam with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Week 12 of the NFL season came to a close Monday night in Santa Clara with the Niners beating the Panthers 20-9. Niners running back Christian McCaffrey rushed for 89 yards and a touchdown. He was also targeted 7 times for 53 yards. Now leads the NFL with receptions as a running back. Elsewhere, Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow expected to return Thanksgiving Day against the Ravens after being out since week 2 with a grade 3 turf toe injury. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski announced his rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders will remain the starter entering week 13 after his first start and a victory despite rookie Dylan Gabriel clearing concussion protocol. And the Giants have parted ways with their defensive coordinator, Shane Bowen, after their overtime loss to the Lions. Outside linebackers coach Charlie Bowen will serve as the interim DC for the time being. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
It's never too early for Lowe's Black Friday deals. Snag some of our biggest savings of the season right now, like 25% off select pre-lit artificial Christmas trees. And get yourself free select DeWalt, Cobalt, or Craftsman tools when you buy a select battery or combo kit before the Black Friday rush. Because everyone loves free stuff, right? Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 12/3 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. This Black Friday, enjoy exclusive savings on our high-quality rechargeable hearing aids. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and shop Black Friday deals before they're gone at audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. We're going to talk Territorial Cup. Well, first we're going to break down Baylor with Glenn Howe coming up at the 5 o'clock hour, 5:20 Wildcat Breakdown with Glenn Howe. And we'll also get into the Territorial Cup game as well, which is Friday. We were talking just about rivalries, and we mentioned what Seth Dagey had said, and I want you to hear what Seth Dagey talked about high school rivalries in Texas at the coordinators and players press conference today. Here was Seth Dagey.
Playing the high school rivalry. Back in the junior high, I remember it was such a big deal. So I grew up in a small West Texas community. My dad was my head coach. It's like one of those communities, like if you watch the movie Friday Night Lights, the whole town shut down. I mean, it's 1,200 people, but nobody worked on Friday nights. The old man mayor would run us. He would lead the charge on away trips, and he would run out in front of the bus with the tomahawk because we were the Braves, and he'd run for half a mile. It was crazy. The dads would, guys that had sons on the team, after the pep rally, they would have drums set up right outside the field house and play the bum 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 like a little war chant for 4 hours until the game starts. Wow. And that's Texas high school football, and that's a little community of 1,200 people, right? And I remember in junior high we're playing our rival, and their girls hung out with us, and our girls hung out with them. And I mean, it was it was heated. That was one of the most heated, games I've ever been a part of was in junior high. But going back to my career at Tech, when you play Texas or A&M or Baylor, those things got heated. And then obviously they were always big time games. They were always good games. There was tight games regardless of the record or who was hot and who wasn't. And then, obviously I got to experience the USC-UCLA rivalry a little bit, even though, I think UCLA was a little down at the time, but every time we played them, it was a game, and then you go to Ole Miss and get a chance to be part of the Egg Bowl, which was pretty cool too, especially, Leach's last year was the year I got to experience it. He actually beat us. So yeah, been part of some special moments, some special games. So I'm super excited to be part of this one.
The best part that I liked about what he said there was after the pep rally, they would have the tomahawk thing going for 4 hours until kickoff. That's Texas. That's Texas when they've got some guy or some parent who's gonna sit outside the stadium or the locker room and make sure that tomahawk drum is going right up until kickoff. That's some serious stuff right there.
I think it's interesting because you think about that going on for 4 hours. We just got done with the U of A versus Denver game. How long it took for Denver to score their first point for fans to sit down? It took them almost 2 minutes or something like that. I'm thinking to myself, that must have felt like such a long time to be standing there for about 2 minutes or so before you're finally able to sit down. I can't imagine having to keep a drum line going for 4 hours. And I missed the thing. Did he mention that it was the parents that were doing it, or was it the band?
I thought he said it was one of the parents.
Okay, so it was a parent. I would have hated to have to be the 16-year-old that had to be the one doing that drum line, because if I had to do a test the next day, I'm like, can I please just can I take the test tomorrow, because my shoulder hurts something fierce right now. I can't put in these bubbles, man.
Wow. That is something. That is something right there. I mean, again, high school rivalries, those are pretty cool too, man. We had our so where I went to high school in Normal, Illinois, there were 4 high schools at the time. I think there's like 6 or 7 now. But there were 4 at the time. There were the 2 big high schools, Bloomington High School, which is where Chop went. Chop is a Bloomington High School grad. And so Bloomington was rivals with Normal Community High School. Then I went to Normal University High School, which was the university's high school, Illinois State University's high school. We were smaller. And then our rival was Central Catholic, the Catholic school in town. And so every year they had what was called the inner city game. It's the first game of the season. So Bloomington would play Normal and U-High would play Central every year at the beginning of the season. And then you would play them again at the end of the season. So you literally play your rival twice in football every single year, which was kind of cool for that community in Central Illinois. So, yeah, high school rivalries are fun, too. We obviously have the Battle of the Boot here between Mountain View and Marana High Schools. And, Pueblo and Choya have battled it out over the years and not liked each other. And Desert View and Sunnyside. And, I've seen some great basketball games from South Point and Catalina Foothills of recent note on the basketball side. So yeah, there's no matter the sport, no matter the community that you live in, there's always rivalries, and there's nothing better than being a part of one of those rivalries as a student athlete. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program today. You can call us at that number. You can text us that number. Arizona women's basketball is playing tonight, and they will play Northern Colorado. I wanted you to hear what Becky Burke had to say after her team lost to Northern Arizona the other night. She was not a real happy camper. First time we've seen her not real happy after a victory. This was the victory that pushed this team to 4-0. Let's hear what Becky had to say.
Obviously, I'm thankful for the win, and anytime you can win, we're appreciative of that, and it's hard earned. But I'm disappointed in a lot of different ways and a lot of different areas. It was not a clean game. It was not a pretty game. Not a game that I loved. Our attention to detail and following the prep and the scout, I just thought some things got loose. I didn't think we had toughness for a lot of it. Just one of those games where you win, but it doesn't feel like you won. And I don't do like ugly wins. I want to see our team continue to improve and get better. And we just gave up 76 points to a team that I thought we were, going to be able to keep in the 50s. And so, again, grateful that we won, thankful we won, but I'm probably as disappointed as you've seen me on this podium for sure.
Was that one reason you were playing different players towards the end? Was it disappointment? Was it foul trouble? What was like? You had a lot of players who didn't start playing at the end.
I think it was foul trouble throughout. So you saw some different lineups throughout. But yeah, at the end, I mean, we think the game's over. We don't contest shots. We don't rebound. We don't box out. There's loose balls. We're not on the floor. I subbed all 5 of them out. It's not the standard here at Arizona, and I'm really disappointed in that. Our ability to not finish a 40-minute game.
You got a pretty good contribution from Molly tonight, maybe her best game. What do you think of her performance?
Molly's great. If I am in a good mood talking about somebody tonight, it is Molly, because she is so coachable. She is so competitive. She gets straight A's. She's welcomes criticism and feedback and discipline and all those. She's a great teammate. She's always in the gym. I mean, she's a dream. Like, everybody needs multiple Molly Ladwigs on their team, and we're better because she's on our team, and she's going to continue to play more and more and more because, again, I'm going to play the people that do what they're asked, the people that are tough, hard-nosed, and just are coachable.
All right, sounds like Becky's starting to lose some patience with some people, with some of the young ladies over there on her team, on her first team here.
They had 21 assists and 12 turnovers, which is great. They shot 57% from the field, which is great. They got crushed on the boards to a 1-5 Lumberjacks team.
That's going to be the issue.
Right. So I think I didn't hear her say the word defense once until she was halfway through her statements. Yes. I think if she had come out and said, I was really disappointed in the hustle and the defense tonight. But as far as like their offensive game was probably their best offensive game, just sheer numbers wise. And the way that they're connected. 21 assists and 12 turnovers is really hard to do at any level in college basketball. But yeah, I mean, you could also tell by the little bit of a scratch in her voice that she had been using it quite a bit during that game. So whatever she says, DK, clearly Coach Burke has a goal. She has a plan. She has a vision for what she wants to build this women's basketball program into. And the ladies did not live up to that expectation. And that's why you heard the disappointment in her voice. Whatever she expects from those players. And I don't know about you, Dragon Ball. Do you like that she didn't necessarily name names of players in a negative way?
She didn't say any names, but it was very, very telling where she was willing to put. I didn't think that we should have given up more than 50 points to this NAU team. You never hear a coach say what the defensive foothold should be after a game where you win. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, they come off a victory, and they're like, no, we gave up 26 more points than I thought we were supposed to in this contest. And a big thing about it is, like, again, it's about establishing a new identity, a new regime, a new kind of, standard for the University of Arizona women's basketball program. Because let's not forget, DK, Becky Burke opened her career as the University of Arizona women's basketball coach with a loss in an exhibition game against West Texas A&M, in a game that I would argue the Cats didn't show up in the first part of that game and didn't start playing until the fourth quarter. Again, they were 20 points to 8 points in the fourth quarter against West Texas A&M. They suddenly decided to figure out they could stop West Texas from scoring, and they could get whatever bucket they want, and they still end up coming up losing. When they opened this game 15-14 with NAU in the lead after the first quarter, that must have been Becky saying, okay, if you guys are going to let this happen again and you think that you can just walk in and beat a team that, they're a division below us, we should beat them. No, that's not how this works. Anybody can beat anybody, and we've got to be able to handle our business. She was very, very clear after the West Texas A&M game that she was very frustrated after that one. This one, the same level of that kind of tenacity, and that's something actually I kind of get behind that. I like it.
I think, one of the most overused cliches these days is control the controllables, right? Yeah. But it's so true because your effort and energy and focus on the game plan are, DK, what you can bring in and actively do in each minute of every game that you play in. So relative to how much effort and energy and focus, if Coach Burke is not seeing that, if she's not seeing the focus, if she's seeing a little bit of lackadaisicalness on switches on defense, throwing the ball around a little bit too much on offense, I mean, that's really what the players need to take to heart. They need to really think about her words and decide what they want to bring into the group, what they want to add. Your outside shot, Dragon Ball, is one thing, right? Mm-hmm. But if you're making 1 out of every 3 threes and giving up 2 out of every 3 on the other end, that math does not add up. So as far as what Coach Burke saw, it clearly was an effort and energy in the defensive. I mean, the rebounding, getting out-rebounded by 10+ to that NAU team, with all due respect, that's something that they're probably working a lot on boxing out drills this week. Let's put it that way.
Oh, yeah, no. And the other part of it also is, again, you have to be concise with every move you make. Every pass has to be at a certain level. You can't lazily lob into the top of the key because that's easily something that can be, taken away by the other squad. You can't bounce pass it inside of, in between 2 defenders just because you think you can. You have to do the right thing at the right time. Control the controllables, and that is, what do you do? How well do you do it? Let's focus on that. And Becky needs to make sure that, because they've got a lot of games at home, and they need to take advantage of that. Because, again, they don't have a road game until the end of December.
New Year's Eve, yep.
So you've got to have a lot of opportunity right now. You're in a controlled environment for the most part, again, at McHale, and you're able to go ahead and just play a lot of games before you get into the Big 12 season, which for the women's side of things for basketball, that's going to be a tough road in and of itself. So you need to take advantage of how many of these home games you're going to get and make sure you get right with the things you have to get right to win those games.
And lastly, this is 11 new players.
Yep.
11 new players in a system with the new coaching staff. So from the fans' perspective, a little bit of patience. I think Coach Burke, obviously from that loss in the exhibition to what they're doing now and what they will do going forward, it's not something you just snap your fingers and everybody understands each other's tendencies, where they like to catch the ball, whether or not somebody likes to flare or cut, those kind of things. So I think with the 11 new players, DK, that's what I'm seeing more than anything. And inconsistency is to be expected. Now, you want to be inconsistent and still get the W, but as you just said, I mean, all of their non-conference games are at home. Friendly confines, 5,000 plus fans in the stands is a good place to figure it out. But they're still figuring it out because they're all new to each other.
DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290. If you're on your way down to the game tonight, that starts at 6 o'clock, coverage at 5:45 over on Freedom 1400. Want to hear from you, your thoughts on what you've seen if you're a season ticket holder from your Arizona women's basketball team through the first 4 games, and what improvements you want to see them make heading into tonight against Northern Colorado. Cricket is heading into traffic to make sure that she clears it out and has a safe path home or to the game tonight for you.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. With collisions, Ina and Oracle westbound slowing on Ina at Oracle, Nogales Highway and Bilby and Nogales Highway. Also Broadway east of Swan and some slowing at the intersection of Swan and Broadway. Busy travel slowing Grant and Alvernon. There's road work at the intersection. 48 the overnight low, sunny, 75 tomorrow and 77 on Thanksgiving, 70 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find so many holiday essentials, all for under $25. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at macy'sbackstage.com.
This sports report is brought to you by Bet365. When it comes to sportsbooks, Bet365 has it all. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be located in Arizona.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory. Force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Yes, it's November already. Can you believe it? The year is almost over. So if you've been waiting to do vehicle maintenance, repair, or even a new set of tires, there's great news. November is the biggest rebate time of the year. If you've got holiday travel plans or you're just trying to cross town through crazy road construction, Jack Furrier's has got you covered. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the local's choice for savings, great service, and 14 award-winning locations. This month, you'll save big on all Michelin brand tires. Get back $160 to $220 on the tires Consumer Reporting magazines rank the very best. Like the smooth-riding, long-lasting Michelin Defender 2 for cars and CUVs, or the durable Defender LTX for SUVs and trucks. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care has them all, and they're all on sale with big rebates all month long. Check out jackfurriers.com for details and even more specials where you can make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960. We're here to get you there.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
At Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, we know your home is more than 4 walls. It's where family gathers and comfort matters most. During the month of November, with the purchase of a new HVAC system, we'll include a free water heater or take $1,000 off your installation. It's our way of helping keep your home cozy, efficient, and worry-free. Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, where home wellness begins.
Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
With Civic
Tax Relief, they were able to save me upwards of $80,000 that I would have had to pay had I not reached out to them.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies.
I owe the IRS $37,000.
They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS. By the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-211-69. 800-211-69. Don't wait. Call now. 800-211-69. 800-211-69.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
It's basketball season, Wildcat fans, and tickets are on sale now. It's no secret that McHale Center is one of the most electric atmospheres in the country. And now is your chance to be part of the madness as Tommy Lloyd, Jaden Bradley, and the rest of the Wildcats compete for a Big 12 title. Get your tickets now by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/MBK or call the McHale Center ticket office at 520-621-2287. That's 520-621-CATS.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Territorial Cup Week, 99th game coming up this weekend. We've been talking rivalries on the show. Our friend of the show, Amy Burton. Micah Mountain Thunderbolts. They are in the semifinals. Checks in. She says, hey, guys, love our Territorial Cup rivalry with the Scum Devils. My other faves are Ohio State versus Michigan, Navy versus Army. Now, that's interesting. She puts the Navy first versus the Army first. I wonder if that's because Navy is the team she cheers for there.
I think it's just alphabetical.
Mm-hmm. So you would go Army, Navy is how
not
most
me,
people. Yeah,
everybody.
No, yeah.
It's always Army, Navy.
But
it's not like a disrespect to the Navy. I just think it's alphabetical.
No, but she puts Navy first.
She does. Everybody else.
I know. Yeah, I know what everybody else.
I mean,
does.
the generalization is alphabetical.
Why does it? I have to text her back and find out why she puts Navy first. Probably because she wants Navy to win. I think we haven't had which was interesting for a number of years in the last decade. We had kids in that game every year. On both sides. We had a couple, kids on the Navy side for a number of years. And then we had some kids on the Army side as well during the last decade. But we haven't had any young men in that game from Tucson in a while. So it's interesting. We there was a run where a lot of kids were going to the service academies, but it does not seem like we're having
Texas, Tennessee, Ohio, Georgia, Indiana, Texas, Illinois. Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody from Arizona on the Army's football roster for this year.
No.
Santan Valley, Arizona.
Well, there you go.
Jalen James.
That's Phoenix. Yeah, there's always usually one or two from Arizona. Not always from Tucson area, though. She goes on, go Navy and Ohio State. So obviously Navy and Ohio State are the ones that she cheers for in those. That's why she put them first. That makes sense. Unless they're playing U of A, which doesn't happen a lot.
No.
She goes, I also love my Micah Mountain Thunderbolts rivalry between Saguaro, Sabino, and CDO. That's a lot of rivals right there.
Micah Mountain's like 5 years old.
5 years old. Yeah, they got all these
I mean, I love it. I love the energy. And I think... Here's a question. How long does it take before a rivalry is born?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's like these things that they call their tournaments classics, and in the first year, they're calling it a classic. It's like, hold off on the classic labeling for a bit. Maybe give it 5 or 10 years. I think Michael Mountain has been obviously right out of the gate very successful, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why you develop rivalries by having great games.
Yeah.
And that's where that comes from. And either team could win it, right? Like Paul said there, it's like the ASU U of A's might not be, one team might be under 500, might be underwater a little bit, but it doesn't mean that the game isn't always competitive.
I can understand the Micah Sabino rivalry just because there's a lot of the Sabino folks came over when Micah Mountain opened. Obviously, Jay Campos is their head coach now. So he was the head coach at Sabino for all those years, and then the vice principal at Micah before taking over the head coaching duties when Pat Nugent stepped down after they won state last year. They've been battling CDO. CDO won state 2 years ago. Micah won it last year, so that that run was a really good rivalry. Although CDO obviously was down this year, and Micah won pretty handily. And Soro's obviously out on the east side as well, so that makes for another rivalry. They have not played. I don't know if they've played Cienega. Cienega obviously is 5A, so I don't know. I mean, I would think that eventually those two teams, because they are comparable, would probably meet up at some point on the football field, and that might be a pretty good rivalry. But again, it's interesting. Like I talked about, just my high school rivalry. Like we had 4 schools. Now we never played the big schools in football. Like we never played Bloomington. We never played Normal in football. We would play them in the other sports. We play them in basketball and baseball and the other sports. We just never played them in football. And so because we were so much smaller, they were like 2,000 plus students, and we were like 600. So
yeah, I think the best rivalries are between two small, smart, nerdy kid school student bodies. Like our rival was St. Gregory's at the time, which is now the Gregory School. And it's like Cal Stanford, right? Like the creativity that you'll get in the stands from signs and chants and things like that. It's always fun. And it's definitely, like you just mentioned, you're not playing the big schools. It's not as if you can compete athletically with a lot of the Amphi was this big school at the time, and South Point's always been there. But it's fun with the little niche rivalries with teams that maybe aren't competing for state championships, and yet those two fan bases take that particular contest about as seriously as any game, and they have more rooting interest in that game than they do in who wins the 5A state championship at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, Marcus Edwards was he went to Sabino and played for Navy. In fact, I saw his dad a few weeks ago at the barbershop when I was going in to get my haircut. He was a guy. And then there was a captain. There was an Army captain of recent years that I think went to, gosh, I forget which high school he was out of. But one of the captains, and I want to say like 2016, 2017 for Army, he might have gone to Sabino as well, was on the Army side of that. So we've had quite a few players in recent years. One of the Poe brothers, Edgar Allan Poe, out of Sabino High School, great wide receiver, tall kid. He played it. He was on. I think he was at Army as well, and played at Army, and was in one of the. They do on game day. They do the kids saying something before the game or during the commercials or the lead-ins, the rejoins, and he got to do that one year. Go Army, beat Navy. So yeah, there's and Amy checks back in and says her dad, 33 years in the Navy.
Yeah, you figured out that mystery like right away. You're like, she must be rooting for Navy. She's the only one putting Navy first. Yeah.
She says only Navy all day long.
Love it. Love it.
There you go. There you go. She adds, happy Thanksgiving. Blessings to all you guys. Thank you for also providing an excellent free post-game show to all of us. I'm thankful for all of you in college basketball and football and basketball in general and the U of A and, of course, my family. So, Amy, always appreciate you. For sure. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. We're going to break down Arizona football in the 5 o'clock hour. Glenn Howe will join us for that. So we are looking forward to that for sure. And a whole lot more for you coming up before we get out of here at 6 o'clock. Brent Brennan at 6. Dave Canales and Panther Talk at 7 tonight. Dragon Ball is right now with everything happening in sports in Southern Arizona and around the world.
Well, again, with the Territorial Cup quickly approaching here on Friday, the Arizona Wildcats prepare for another battle with their in-state rival in the school up north. And when asked when he was introduced to the rivalry, head coach Brett Brennan mentioned how his family got him acquainted to it pretty early on.
You know, I did see a couple of my brother's games in person when he was playing here. So that was probably my intro to it. You know, really, really fun. You know, a bunch of those guys. You know, Salaveo was playing. Dave Phipp was playing. Those are really fun memories of that. And just how intense, one of them was up there, and just how intense it was in the stands between the fans from the school up north and our fans. But I think that makes it fun. You know, just so many people in the state of Arizona went to one school or the other, and that just kind of adds a bunch of fuel to the fire.
He didn't mention that 98 game, so maybe he wasn't there to see his brother's great catch.
Maybe not. But Arizona does enter Friday's contest, still leading the overall series 51-46-1. And still some time before pitchers and catchers report, but GMs are still fielding calls at the time. And the Diamondbacks reportedly had a few calls from both the Phillies and Blue Jays, again, according to reports, on the availability of Ketel Marte. The 32-year-old All-Star still has 6 years left on his contract, and while D-backs GM Mike Hazen said a deal was mostly unlikely, it is his job to listen when asked about dealing stars at the general managers meetings earlier this year. Now, the latest vote for the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2026 has been announced, with the number of impressive first-time names making it to the semifinalist phase, including Arizona Cardinals legend Larry Fitzgerald. Joining him are first-timers Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, and Frank Gore, as well as Jason Witten. Included are former finalists Adam Vinatieri, Terrell Suggs, Eli Manning, and Torrey Holt, to name a few. And I'm Dragon Ball with your 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do.
Touchdown, Arizona!
With press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play, we bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and weather together. Busy travel on Swan at Glen, also Swan at Grant. I think those areas get so busy in the morning and afternoon rush hours due to Columbus Boulevard being closed north and south of Grant due to road work. Heads up for collisions, 22nd Street east of Craycroft, Ina and Oracle slowing at Oracle and Ina, Nogales Highway in Bilby, and also Broadway and Swan. 48 the overnight low, sunny, 75 tomorrow, 77 on Thanksgiving, and 68 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find so many holiday essentials, all for under $25. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at Macy'sBackstage.com.
708 million toys for children.
That's a lot of toys.
Tens of thousands handed out right here in our community.
Once again this year, we are collecting new unwrapped toys for Toys for Tots.
And for every toy you donate,
we'll donate another.
For every dollar you donate,
we'll match it.
Alaskan AC has partnered with the Marine Corps Toys for Tots.
Stop by our offices or hand your donation to a Jolly Polar Bear technician when they're in your home.
Alaskan AC will purchase an extra toy for each one donated.
Or match any dollars you donate.
And your donations stay right here in town, putting smiles on little faces who could be your neighbor.
Toys for Tots has been an American tradition since 1947.
An organization we're proud to support every year.
Because we believe every child should have a present on Christmas.
We'll donate a toy for everyone you donate.
And match cash donations dollar for dollar.
We want every child to have a Merry Christmas.
For our location or to schedule service, find us at AlaskanAC.com.
Snoop is coming back to Tucson and he wants to meet you. Everyone who buys tickets to the December 27th Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl presented by Gin and Juice by Dre and Snoop will be entered into a drawing to win an exclusive meet and greet with Snoop Dogg.
I'll be there. Will you be there? The Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. Presented by Gin and Juice by Dre and Snoop.
Get your tickets now at thearizonabowl.com, and if you're lucky, you might be hanging out with Snoop before the game. Contest ends December 1st, so don't delay. Go to thearizonabowl.com today.
If you've been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, this is what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Imagine being a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. In clinical trials, at least 70% of patients saw at least 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks. Results may vary. Tremfya is also indicated for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit tremfya.com.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
The holiday season is about family and friends, coworkers, parties, and gifts that we send. So saving big money is important to all. Up to 40% if you make the right call at Tobacco Barn. This holiday season, remember, you can save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products at Tobacco Barn. Plus, up to $20 in city and state sales tax because they're on the reservation. And save up to $3 with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com. Hey, even Santa likes saving big money at Tobacco Barn.
Ho, ho, ho. Miss Claus loves it here.
So save up to 40% on your favorite tobacco products. Save up to $20 in state sales tax. Pay no city sales tax. And save up to $3 with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com. Saving this much money, even Santa's elves have been spotted shopping at Tobacco Barn.
What is going on in here?
Happy holidays from Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hour number 3 of our show, final hour of today's program. Brent Brennan radio show coming up for you at 6 o'clock. Panther Talk tonight at 7. Plenty of football chatter for you, both college and NFL. We've been talking about rivalries today. What are the best rivalries? What are your favorite rivalries in college athletics? All of that. The name that I was looking for was Jeremy Timpf, who was also out of Sabino High School. He was a captain for the Army football team back in 2016 when Army and Navy played. So, once again, we've had kids on both sides of that particular rivalry. It would be interesting. I know we've had, a lot of kids that have gone out of Tucson to play football at different places. Brian Pauly Dixon, great wide receiver out of Sabino, went on to play for UCLA in the UCLA USC rivalry. I remember Brian and watching him play for the Bruins. You had, of course, Blake Martinez, who came out of here in CDO High School. He went up to Stanford and played in the Stanford Cal game. So there have been quite a few that have played in locally too. Kadeem Carey, Adam Hall, Cameron Denson, just to name a few of the players that have played in the Territorial Cup game and made names for themselves. It's an opportunity, as our guy Lamont Hundley said, get your memories. Time to get your memories this week. And that's the thing for a lot of these guys that are maybe, and I've said it before, the guys that are 1 year, 2-year players who we really necessarily have not gotten a chance to know, but this is really their opportunity. Because we're going to remember, I've said the last couple of weeks, 20 years when I'm thinking back to this team, you're going to remember the Traden Stukeses. You're going to remember the Dalton Johnsons. You're going to remember the Noah Fafitas because they were here. They were here for a long time. They were here for their entire college careers, and you got to know them. You got to know them over the course of 4, 5, in the case of Traden, 6 years. Traden having played in that 2000 game, now playing his final Territorial Cup game here in 2025. You got to know those kids over a period of time. But some of these kids that are in and out of here in one season, guys like Cameron Barmore, guys like Max Harris, this is their opportunity. This is their opportunity. If you can make a play in this game, if you can be a Max Sendejas and make a game-winning kick, if you can be a Money Mike Thomas or an Antoine Cason and return a kick for a touchdown in this game, if you can be a Scooby Wright and basically knock the block off of the Sun Devil quarterback with the game on the line in the final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, you can be, even though you've only been here for a year or two, you can be that guy that people remember and people talk about in 2045 when they look back and say, remember that Brent Brennan's second team that nobody thought was going to amount to much and went on to run the table at the end of the season with what could be 6 straight wins, much like they did 2 years ago. And you can be that guy that people talk about in 20 years.
Brooks Reed had a sack in every game he played against Arizona State.
Oh, my gosh. Mm-hmm. Well, and I've said it before. There have been no defensive ends at this program like Brooks Reed and Ricky Elmore since those two walked off the campus. And we're talking almost 15 years.
You're looking at a game where Arizona comes in. You mentioned it. We're about a 1.5 favorite. This is a game where the school up north is going in ranked, and Arizona is the favorite. I mean, this is just, there's so many storylines going into it. You really, in essence, and again, we talked about it throughout the entirety of the show. It's like most of the time, this is a game where one team is good, one team is playing spoiler. And that's not the case this year. Both teams are good, but there's still that opportunity to play spoiler. Because if I'm not mistaken, DK, according to mathematics, the school up north still has a chance potentially to be in the Big 12 championship game. Arizona can be the one to go ahead and put that hope to bed.
They would need a few things to happen.
Oh, yeah. They need a lot of outside help for it
Well,
to
they have the tiebreaker over Utah and BYU if BYU lost.
Yeah.
So if they tie with Utah and BYU, they would have a tiebreaker with common opponents.
Yeah, so there's still a lot of things that lead into this game that a lot of people are going to be looking at. It might be overlooked, but it's going to be one of the first games that we're going to see for the last real weekend of conference play in college football.
I got a question.
It's going to be fun.
Why is BYU and Utah not playing this weekend?
That I don't know. That to me shocked me.
Again, they haven't played
because they haven't been in the same. I think part of it is they haven't been in the same conference.
Well, no. Here's what happened: is that they had to actually quit their rivalry, and they didn't play in 21 and 22, and then they set it up to be a home and home, so they would have the series continue through 28, and then both teams joined the Big 12. So now they got to play each other both within conference schedule because they're in that mountain region, so they're going to play the same pod teams that you play. And I think this game that took place 5 weeks ago. Was the BYU-Utah game. 2 ranked teams. That's a big rivalry in the Big 12 Conference. 2 ranked teams. I mean, there aren't a lot of ranked team rivalries going on right now in the Big 12. BYU-Utah could have been it. It's just, to my knowledge, they set up a home and home, and that scheduling conflict of it not being rivalry week had to have been because of the layover of them scheduling a non-conference game, but when they weren't going to be in the same conference.
Another travesty of this whole reshuffling of conferences. I'm telling you, another horrible mistake because of the conference reschedulings.
It's just eyeballs, right? I mean, if you're trying to, everybody knows Ohio State, Michigan. Everybody's going to watch, Army, Navy. Everybody's going to watch, the big rivalries that nationally everybody knows about. The more ranked teams and quality football that's played during rivalry weeks in the conference that Arizona is currently a member of, the better.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. Talking Territorial Cup here today. I want you to hear, and I'll play this on this side. I want you to hear from Danny Gonzalez, who spoke today. You can never get enough Danny Gonzalez in your life. And he's been on both sides of this rivalry. He was an assistant coach for the Arizona State Sun Devils, and now he's an assistant coach and defensive coordinator for the Arizona Wildcats. Here's Danny Gonzalez today talking about the Territorial Cup game.
I think it's one of the greatest rivalries in college football. I mean, it goes all the way back to 1899. Obviously, I mean, you probably saw all the AI stuff over the last couple of days online, huh? No, I talk mad stuff about this place, and you got to be all in where you are. And when I was there, I had great opportunities. I mean, if you go back to 1958 and the whole Prop 200 thing, where Arizona State College was trying to become a university, and the majority of people down in Tucson voted no. I mean, I should have come out with the shirt that said Prop 200, huh? Because I was talking about all the anti-200 stuff. I mean, it's really cool, and I think that just adds to it. I mean, it's got some intense moments in it. On that video yesterday, you can make numbers look however you want in most cases. The only numbers you can't make look are points and yards per play, and really true victories. I mean, I spouted off about if you go back to 1946, the record, and then 1958 when they become university and change their name to what it currently is, and then the overall record of 51, 45, and 1. And they vacated the one win and whatever 21 was. I mean, the game was played on the field, so you really can't vacate it. So really 46 wins for them. And the amazing thing is only one tie. I mean, 1987 is the only tie and only one overtime game. 2010, the double overtime game. That's an amazing series, and to be that competitive. And then last year, obviously, they had a great football team that did some spectacular things and boat raced us. We got two really good football teams that, in my opinion, in the CFP rankings tonight should be ranked. I think we've got two of the top 25 football teams in the country. And I could have sat up here in March when we hired Coach Dagey and I was going to be the DC, and y'all would have said I was an idiot for saying that. But I think it's really awesome that we have the opportunity in this rivalry, and that's what the Territorial Cup should be about. And whoever wins on Friday night is going to be running all over that stadium holding that thing up because it's really cool.
No question. It is definitely really cool. And it would be nice. It would be awesome if the two teams were ranked. But we'll take the fact that they're both 8-3, playing well at a high level. And again, like we mentioned earlier, there has not been very many years where both these teams have had 8+ wins going into this game.
They're 26 and 29. They are ranked. It's just that the 26 through other receiving votes don't get a number next to their name. Yeah. But right now, Arizona State has the 26th most votes in the AP poll, and Arizona has the 29th most votes. So, I mean, they are right there. They're on the cusp. A couple teams lose. They're both good. I mean, it's a good year to be a fan of both schools because whenever these two teams are both good, DK, is when the most fireworks happen. And playing spoiler role, trying to prevent ASU from going to the Rose Bowl, or ASU having a down year and trying to prevent Arizona from going to a good bowl or whatever, that's been the storyline. But a year like this, when both teams are really good, the best thing to me is the prospects of recruits looking at this game and wondering if they want to play for one of these two schools. Mm-hmm. And when these two teams are both great, if you're in the stands, if you're a recruit and you're in the stands, or if you get a chance to watch it on TV, this is the kind of juice that just puts you over the edge and saying maybe Tucson, maybe Tempe is the place I want to go. The more talent both these two teams have, both clearly have great young coaches. The more talent they have on the rosters, then the more national news they can make. And it's just that trickle-down thing. So hopefully it's going to be a great game, and hopefully lots of people get to watch it.
All right, that's not everything that's happening this weekend. Obviously, we've got Arizona volleyball with two tremendous home matches. Tomorrow night, they will take on West Virginia. And then Friday, they will face Cincinnati. Get on out and see the Wildcats. In either of those games, they have lost 3 in a row now. So, again, they've got to get these two to finish 10-8. They get these 2 wins, they'll finish 10-8 in the conference. They'll be 16-12 overall, and they'll await their fate for a chance to go back to the NCAA tournament. Arizona men's basketball plays again on Saturday at home. That'll be against Norfolk State, the second half of this Wildcat Classic, and that will be a early game at 2 p.m. Our coverage at 1:30, or our coverage at 10:30. I think 10:30. Yeah, 10:30. Is that correct? Is it 2 or 2:30? 2:30 game. So our coverage at 11.
I missed the Fiesta Bowl Classic, which used to be this Wildcat Classic took its place. They used to have teams like Duke, man.
Yeah.
Duke came in for the Fiesta Bowl Classic.
Well, I remember Kansas one year.
Great 4 team. I saw a guy named Parrish Capespeare, played for Evansville. That dude had like 24 rebounds and 30 points in McHale. Watched him with my own eyes. I was there. And he was like 6'1". There was so many great games. Now, I'm not trying to take anything away from the Wildcat Classic. This is very well put together. It's just as a kid growing up with that Fiesta Bowl Classic, obviously aligned with the football bowl game, they had such great teams join, and you don't see that as much. You see the Players era where everybody goes to Vegas and has a great time. But as far as a home team hosting 3 other schools coming in, and 1 or 2 of those schools being big name schools isn't really a thing anymore.
We didn't talk about this too much last week, but they had the Hall of Fame inductions over the weekend at the University of Arizona. And one of we mentioned, I think on game day, obviously, Nick Foles went into the Hall of Fame. He was back this weekend, and he was the honorary captain for the football game on Saturday. Channing Frye also inducted into the Hall of Fame this past weekend. Kevin Cordes, one of the best swimmers I've ever seen here at the University of Arizona, inducted into the Hall of Fame this past weekend. So just a really fun and great event that was held on Friday ahead of the early game on Saturday. Mackenzie Hamilton caught up with several of the Hall of Famers. Let's hear real quick before we go to break. Let's hear her conversation with Channing Frye on his induction into.
You mean Channing Frye's stand-up routine? Is that what you want?
It usually is.
Honestly, okay, here's a funny story. I thought Arizona was going to ask me for some money to build something, so I kept ducking the AD. And finally, they were like, yo, Chan, you got to talk to her. And when they told me, I was like, oh, Hall of Fame for what? Like, I don't ever think of myself like that. Like, it was always a crazy opportunity to play at Arizona. I'm from Arizona. So just the opportunity to play here was more than enough. It's bear down every day. And so when they told me, I was just kind of like taken aback. I kind of like took a day to emotionally kind of digest it, but it's an honor. And so I know we're squatted up here. I think I got about 40 people who came, so it's great.
That's awesome. And from your time at Arizona, your career stats are still littering the top 10 record board for the program.
Look at that.
Yes, you got to check it out. So many rebounds, shots blocked, field goals. The list goes on and on. Can you give us a little sneak behind the curtain of the work that you were doing that allowed you to have such a prolific time at Arizona?
One was like Coach Olsen. I mean, he had the biggest effect probably on my basketball life, more than anyone, including my own father. It's like, for him, I went from being unranked to almost getting redshirted to having to fight for a starting spot to going to a lottery pick. And I think for me, it was just like, what's about that next step and what do I need to do my job? And then everything else, nothing else mattered other than trying to be the best, not only for myself, but my teammates. And man, I never, like I said, I don't look at stats. I don't look at those things. We wanted to win a chip. It never happened. That's like an old man regret. But my time here, I absolutely love. And, it's an honor to have been a part of the University of Arizona history.
But you got that championship in the NBA,
yeah, I did, yeah.
Playing, especially under Coach Olsen. How did that propel you in your career in the NBA?
One, it was like just about being the best teammate I can be. And 2, it's about just doing my job. And what's the work? What does the work require? And then also, what does winning require? Like, what does that, it requires you putting your ego away and doing what your team needs. And we did that, and we got the best championship in the last 50 years.
How fired up are you about the team right now?
Oh, crazy. I went to practice today, and they look fired up. I love their staff. I love their energy, and just they've got a great mix of older guys who are ready to make that next jump versus young, amazing freshmen. It reminds me of our years, so people got to be really excited in Tucson.
Channing Frye. Love that guy right there. Hall of Famer for the University of Arizona, and if they ever build a Hall of Fame for Cavaliers, I'm sure he'll be in there at some point, too.
Channing is 9th all-time in rebounds.
Yeah, 9th in scoring, too, I think.
9th in scoring, 3rd in rebounds, excuse me. 3rd all-time in rebounds at the U of A, only behind Al Fleming and Bob Elliott, and then 9th in scoring. Yeah, we were all, in-state guys, right? Like, they're the number of after Sean, the number of guys whose names came up, DK, who were from the state of Arizona that had a prospect of being quality college basketball players. There was always invoked the name of Sean Elliott because there just are so few But Bibby, Channing Frye, obviously RJ, like those guys when they did come through, and obviously all three of those guys are from Phoenix. But Channing Frye was loved from day one. I mean, I remember the first game he was in McHale, and Channing Frye was a huge crowd favorite, a really good dude, and best NBA championship in 50 years. You're a Cavs fan. I mean, what do you think about that?
All right. Love it. Love it. All right, we got to get to Glenn Howe. DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Some slowing on Keno south of Ajo, southbound La Cholla at Ajo, and also backups Mission and Ajo, westbound and southbound. Collisions that are reported 22nd Street east of Craycroft, Ina and Oracle, and also Broadway east of Swan. 48 the overnight low, sunny, 75 tomorrow, 77 on Thanksgiving, and 68 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
Discover luxury at BMW of Tucson, your premier BMW dealership. Explore our extensive inventory, lease specials, and state-of-the-art service. Visit us at the Tucson Auto Mall or at bmwoftucson.com today.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
It's basketball season, Wildcat fans, and tickets are on sale now. It's no secret that McHale Center is one of the most electric atmospheres in the country. And now is your chance to be part of the madness as Tommy Lloyd, Jaden Bradley, and the rest of the Wildcats compete for a Big 12 title. Get your tickets now by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/MBK or call the McHale Center ticket office at 520-621-2287. That's 520-621-CATS.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Kohl's Black Friday deals are here. Grab your coffee and put on your sneakers because it's go time. Through Saturday, save up to 50% on everything from toys to beauty faves, winter styles, and more. Plus, earn $15 Kohl's Cash for every $50 spent. Yep, that's extra Kohl's Cash. So run, don't walk. Just hold on tight to that coffee. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Coupons and Kohl's Cash do not apply to Sephora. Offers end November 29th. See store or kohls.com for details.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Yes, it's November already. Can you believe it? The year is almost over. So if you've been waiting to do vehicle maintenance, repair, or even a new set of tires, there's great news. November is the biggest rebate time of the year. If you've got holiday travel plans or you're just trying to cross town through crazy road construction, Jack Furrier's has got you covered. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the local's choice for savings, great service, and 14 award-winning locations. This month, you'll save big on all Michelin brand tires. Get back $160 to $220 on the tires Consumer Reporting magazines rank the very best. Like the smooth-riding, long-lasting Michelin Defender 2 for cars and CUVs, or the durable Defender LTX for SUVs and trucks. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care has them all, and they're all on sale with big rebates all month long. Check out jackfurriers.com for details and even more specials where you can make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960. We're here to get you there.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. The North Carolina State cross country team just took home their 4th NCAA title in the last 5 seasons. The 2024 champion BYU finished in 2nd place. The victorious Wolfpack were paced on Saturday by senior Hannah Gapes. The New Zealand native finished the 6K race with a time of 18 minutes and 51 seconds.
Coach said before the race, it's not a right, it's an opportunity that we're able to use, and we capitalized on all we could today.
All 4 of these NC State National Championships have been won under head coach Lori Hennis. After winning their 3rd straight title in 2023, Hennis and the Wolfpack are back on top.
I'm just so grateful to be able to coach these women. We do always say, too, it's not just the 7 people lining up that day. The program is a lot bigger than that. It is the people that came before you and the people that will come after you. And this group's just doing a fantastic job with being the leaders we want to attract the people we want to be here, too.
With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Erica Herskowitz.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Zendejas has 2 field goals tonight, including school record tying boot. He's shooting for his 77th field goal of his career. The Cats lead. Third down and 20 for the Devils, who would have to advance to their own 30 to gain a first. 1:18 to go in the game. Cats up by a field goal. Pressure on Van Raphorst, but he throws and it's intercepted by Chuck Cecil. Chuck Cecil inside the 25. There's a flag down. Cecil trying to get wide. Chuck Cecil racing for the end zone. He's in the end zone, but a flag is down. It's a 40-yard TD.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. Wildcats Radio 1290 is proud to bring you all of the football insights from our Arizona insiders. Our Arizona insiders are brought to you by Modelo, brewed for full-time Cats fans. Modelo, an official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics.
Breaking down Arizona Wildcats football. We're joined by Glenn Howell, UVA football class of 1985. Some memories there of the Territorial Cup game from the early 80s when Glenn Howell was here and never lost to that school up north.
I'm just crying here, man. I just burst into tears. I loving it. I love hearing that. I watched that game the other night. I always get, because all the guys usually post it on Facebook and stuff, and they put it out there, and the games, and I just loved that game, man, because that game was, we were that game when we got that fumble and then when Max kicked that field goal, that was just an unbelievable comeback in that game. And it was just, and I talked to Max today. I just talked to Max today because he's going to be on the show on Friday. So we're going to talk to Max, and he's the Sun Devil killer. And it was just awesome. Never lost to them. It's always great playing in that stadium. I played in that stadium twice, and it was awesome. And it's a great feeling beating the Scummies.
Yeah, the streak, which began in 1982 with the win, 28-18 here in Tucson, and lasted win or tie until 1991. So pretty much 10 seasons the Wildcats would knock off the Sun Devils during that time period. Danny Gonzalez talked about that today, Glenn, how it's very interesting that there's only been one tie, and that came right after you left here, that 1987 game. Where they tied 24-24, and there's only been one game that went to overtime in this series, and that was the 2010 game, which the Sun Devils won down here in Tempe, 30-29 in double overtime on the missed a field goal by another Zendejas, this time on the Arizona side.
Yeah,
that name is tied up to this rivalry.
I felt so bad for him, man.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for him because he just they kind of said that he's not associated with Max. They kind of divorced him. It was sad. It was sad. It was sad that I felt so bad for him, man, because he had all that legacy on his shoulders, man, and he missed that field. He missed two
kicks in that
short
game,
ones, man.
Yeah.
Yep, 2 short ones, and that was a tough. And I always tell the guys, man, you know what? You could either be a guy that they remember and enjoy, or you could, you could be that guy that remember and hate. So it's a game that can change your whole career. These guys that are here for just 1 year, this game is, you can go down in Arizona football history lore, and just make a play and do that, because this game is that's what it is. It's one of the longest rivalries in the country, and it's somewhere you can make a name for yourself.
13-3-1 were the Arizona Wildcats over a 17-year stretch between 1982 and 1998, when they pretty much dominated this rivalry with the Sun Devils. The Sun Devils have kind of held the advantage here in this century, though, in terms of this rivalry. And Glenn, before we get to that, though, let's kind of revisit what we saw against the Baylor Bears on Saturday, and just the way that the Wildcats were able to finish that game with 20 points in the fourth quarter, and the defensive plays that they made. I mean, Trayden Stukes getting an interception in the end zone on a great one-on-one cover there, 50-50 ball, and with pressure coming from the outside from Chase Kennedy off the edge to kind of get in Sawyer Robertson's face, and then we mentioned the holding of the hands, and I kind of missed it because I was out of the stadium for the last one, the kind of holding of the hands, Red Rover lineup that produced another interception for Jabari Mann there to kind of seal the game. And this defense just continues to find ways and come up with schemes to really make it hard on opposing quarterbacks.
Absolutely. I want to give credit to Danny Gonzalez and his staff. And Danny seems to be a guy that he's listening to his staff. So I think the input of this staff, I'd really like to sit down with Danny and ask him, how much input did he get from all these other different coaches on that defense? And that's what they did. They really probably gave him some really good input on, who what changes to make, and had good information. And I think that's what makes this team a great defense. I mean, this defense a great defense because they're getting the input from all these other coaches and the players of how to make some changes at halftime.
What do you make, Brian? What do you make, Glenn? I mean, we've seen these alignments where sometimes they'll line up 2 linemen over the center. That the play with the Jabari interception, there was nobody lined up in the middle of you had 2 defensive linemen, and then the linebackers kind of walked up on the play. Like if you're a quarterback and you're seeing all that, what do you think's going through the quarterback's mind at that point?
Well, what they're thinking is this guy going to blitz? And then the offensive line, if you have no one in front of you and you have somebody walking up, then your calls are different. You're like saying, who's got this guy? Who's got this guy? You see the guys pointing, and then when they get in their stance, they can't move. They can't move. You know, the center can, but the other guys can't move once they get there. So it's kind of difficult for those guys they create havoc for them. And as a quarterback, you don't know if the guy's rushing or if he's backing off. So you got to think about all that stuff, and that puts you can just see that caption on the side of the quarterback's helmet. It just looks like a bunch of scrambled eggs, man. I mean, it's really a lot of stuff that you have to think about, man.
It is the Wildcat Breakdown. Glenn Howes, our Arizona Insider, brought to you by Modelo. Modelo is brewed for full-time Cats fans. Modelo is an official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics. All right, we after wins, we always give out the game balls. We've started talking about the defensive side. Glenn, you got mad at me because I went first last week, so I'm going to let you go first on both the offense and the defense. First, the defense. Who are you giving your game ball to on defense tonight, or multiple game balls as you've been known to do? I got to give mine to Dalton Johnson. 18 total tackles, man. Unbelievable. 7 solos, TFL, half a TFL. I mean, the guy he's just been balling, man. That guy, the last 2 games just has been just on fire. And just leading that group in the back end. And we're really going to need his leadership next week. I mean, this week at the end of the week with that wide receiver they got. I don't even want to mention his name, but he, the guy. We got to lock that down, man. And I think that our back end guys are really looking forward to that, and our corners. So I think Dalton Johnson gets my game ball. Yeah, and the thing about Dalton was just the bounce back because he had a couple pass interferences early in the game. They could have gone. They could have turned it into a negative day for him, but he just kept playing. You just keep playing to the next play, and you can make 18 to 20, 24 positive plays will well overshadow 2 negative plays in a win for sure. I would agree with that. Obviously, I'm going to go with another guy though to give as many people an opportunity. I'm going to give mine to Traden Stukes. Just because, again, he has just risen to the occasion, coming back off an injury, has almost played like he hasn't even missed a beat out there, and to get that interception when he got that to really, because again they were going in to try to take the lead, score and take the lead, and it could be a completely different ball game if Baylor scores there. So I'm going with Traden Stukes, giving him my game ball on the defensive side. Yeah, that's a good call. I think Traden played a great game, and Traden, you got to give that kid credit, man. He's been around here for so long. I think he's been around 15 years or something like that, or something. He's just been around, man. And the guy is really just been a leader back there, coming off that injury and just looks like he's 110%. And I'm really proud of the way he's played and his leadership on this team. It is Wildcat Breakdown. We are chatting with Glenn Howe. We're going to have much more coming up for you. We'll give our game balls out on offense and special teams and more to get you set for the 99th battle for the territory on Friday. DK on the sports tip. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. Busy travel on Keno Parkway south of Ajo, southbound La Cholla at Ajo, more slowing. Mission and Ajo westbound and southbound. Earlier collisions at Ina and Oracle, and also Broadway Boulevard and Swan. 48, the overnight low, sunny. 75 tomorrow, 77 on Thanksgiving, and 66. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This sports report is brought to you by Bet365. When it comes to sportsbooks, Bet365 has it all. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be located in Arizona.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
The holiday season is about family and friends, co-workers, parties, and gifts that we send. So saving big money is important to all. Up to 40% if you make the right call at Tobacco Barn. This holiday season, remember, you can save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products at Tobacco Barn. Plus, up to $20 in city and state sales tax because they're on the reservation. And save up to $3 with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com. Hey, even Santa likes saving big money at Tobacco Barn.
Ho, ho, ho. Miss Claus loves it here.
So save up to 40% on your favorite tobacco products. Save up to $20 in state sales tax. Pay no city sales tax. And save up to $3 with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com. Saving this much money, even Santa's elves have been spotted shopping at Tobacco Barn.
What is going on in here?
Happy holidays from Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia.
It's basketball season, Wildcat fans, and tickets are on sale now. It's no secret the McHale Center is one of the most electric atmospheres in the country. And now is your chance to be part of the madness as Tommy Lloyd, Jaden Bradley, and the rest of the Wildcats compete for a Big 12 title. Get your tickets now by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/MBK or call the McHale Center ticket office at 520-621-2287. That's 520-621-CATS.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/play.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
At Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, we know your home is more than 4 walls. It's where family gathers and comfort matters most. During the month of November, with the purchase of a new HVAC system, we'll include a free water heater or take $1,000 off your installation. It's our way of helping keep your home cozy, efficient, and worry-free. Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, where home wellness begins.
Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Breaking down Arizona Wildcats football, rejoined by Glenn Howe, U of A football class of 1985. U of A coming off a 41-17 win over the Baylor Bears. Talked about the defense on the first side, talked about some offensive play on the second side of this. And Glenn, just I think one of the big takeaways has been the emergence of Chris Hudson over the course of the last few weeks. And I asked Seth Daig about it, and I kind of heard exactly what I was thinking in terms of what's happening here. And it's really just, and this is kind of the new thing of college football. And this is quarterbacks are going to have to adjust to this no longer. And there may be instances, not going to say no longer, but there may be instances where you have a guy that you can play with for 3-4 years and get used to. But in a lot of these instances moving forward, you're going to have to develop this chemistry with guys pretty quickly in a 1 to maybe even 2-year window and be able to be on the same page. And the good quarterbacks that are going to succeed are going to be quarterbacks like Noah Fafita, who can identify guys, identify their strengths quickly, and be able to make that cohesive connection and get that timing down to where that they can utilize that receiver as a productive player in their offensive scheme.
Yeah, I think you got to look at doing it in spring ball. You know, they get into spring ball and they're getting that connection, man. Things are sorted out early, man, with the portal thing. Because guys got to get in there, and you know, there's a lot of pressure on these guys coming in, and just you have to perform, and you got to be precise on your route, and you got to earn the trust of your quarterback. And it's real important that if you're a good route runner and you can trust, and the quarterback can trust that you'll be there when you need to be, when I'm ready to release the ball, you're going to get the ball. And that's what I think that Chris has been doing. He's been running precise routes and just getting open and catching the ball when it's thrown to him. That's another key factor too, is catching the ball. So I think he's done a great job, and I think he's just been shining for the last 3 or 4 games.
You know, we talked a little bit about the quarterback run game on the show, post-game show Saturday night, and I've mentioned before that I usually am out of the stadium by about the 8-minute mark of the fourth quarters to get back for the post-game show. But going back and watching the tape, they had one really good run with Noah towards the end of the game, where you mentioned, you'd like to see more of them pulling out a tackle and getting in front of him, and that's what they did on that particular play with Ty Buchanan getting out to kind of clear a path for Noah. So that is more of the type of quarterback run game that I'd like to see from him versus what I think we were seeing in the first half of that game.
Yeah, get Noah a bodyguard, man. Just have him a bodyguard coming out there and just escorting him in. You know, that's a good strategic move by this offense doing this. Seth Daggy doing that, and Noah's a smart runner now. I don't think he's running around just thinking that he's going to stick his head in there. I think he's a pretty smart runner and knowing how valuable he is to this team. And then he's going to get down when he has to, and then get out of bounds when he does too. So I think that was a great play, and you know, we're going to need him to run sometimes. You know, that +1 sometimes is a real problem for some of these defenses.
What did you think of that when they won I think it was the first touchdown? They ran that jumbo package where they brought in 2 extra tackles along with our guy Caden Luke at the goal line situation. What'd you like about that package?
I like that, but you got to hit somebody every single. If you're a big guy, you come in on that package, you better lay some hat on somebody, because that's what you're there for. So that has got to be a package that you really got to get after it, because you know what? Thinking about that package, that game that James DeBow did, the Arizona State game, they brought in Randall McDaniel, and one time he went through the middle and didn't touch it. And Randall McDaniels is in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
I mean, he's in the NFL Hall of Fame, and he didn't hit one person. And James DeBow got in there and made the play on those 4 plays on that goal line. If you're a big dude, you got to hit somebody. You got to hit somebody. I don't care if it's a ref. Somebody. You got to hit somebody.
Glenn Howell is our Arizona Insider. It's Wildcat Breakdown. Our insiders are brought to you by Modelo. Modelo is brewed for full-time Cats fans. Modelo is an official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics. All right, Glenn, your game ball on the offensive side of this thing. Who's that going to?
That game ball is going to go to Mr. Hudson, and I think that he deserves that. He's been playing really well. He's just catching balls and getting open, and when Noah gets in trouble, he's finding a spot. I think he's done a great job this year, and he's a very valuable player on this squad. and I wish he had a couple more years, man. It would be nice.
Well, and it's interesting. We were talking in the segment before you came on, Glenn, and one of the things I said is like, and I've said this before, when in talking about this team and how you're going to remember this team. I mean, you're definitely going to remember the guys like Traden Stukes and Noah Fafita and Dalton Johnson, who have been here for 4, 5, 6 years. But I think for these guys like Chris Hudson, like Max Harris, who've only been here for a year, Cameron Barmore, if they can make a statement play or a statement performance in this game coming up Friday, that's how they cement their memory and their legacy with this program and in this rivalry.
Yeah, this game is all chips in, man. This is all in. You can really, leave your name and your mark on this game. And it's going to be a great opportunity. You got two great teams, 8-3. I mean, it's just going to be. I don't like that they gave us a 1.5 favorite. I just don't like that. But you know what? I think we'll take it, and we're going to have to just get after it and take the Scummies down.
There you go. All right, I got to give out my game ball on the offensive side of this thing. You picked Chris Hudson. I think I'm going to go with Kedrick Reesino. Just 3 touchdowns. That's pretty impressive. Yeah. What he was able to do in that ball game. Big one there late. Again, that I'll give kudos to that offensive line because they've just been tremendous in opening up holes. Continue to see great play from Chuba Ma'ai down there. The tight ends are doing a great job. I saw Ked. In fact, I think Ked was out there blocking on Ishmael's touchdown there in the fourth quarter. He was one of the lead blockers there. So when you can run for 3 touchdowns and then block for your boy to get him his 4th, I think that's deserving of a game ball for Kedrick Reesino for sure on the offensive side. All right, special teams. Again, a little shaky with the kicking game. That's concerning when you go into a rivalry game because a lot of times we know, I'm surprised. I've always said I'm surprised as much as we see games in the NFL come down to a field goal every week. It seems like if they're playing 14 games that like 8 of them come down to a field goal at the end. I'm surprised we don't see that more in college football. But in games like this, you got to be able to be sound in the kicking game. So if there's one big concern I have going into ASU, it's just where we are right now with this kicking game. If you need to lean on that late in a game-winning or game-tying situation, how that might transpire. But we got to see we don't normally get to see any kick returns because of what Ian Wagner's been able to do. But so thanks to the 3 unsportsmanlike penalties, which,
conduct.
Exactly.
Yes.
We don't want to see that. But thanks to that, we did get to see some kick return defense in this game. And I think the most impressive hit out of that came from Jono Price. So I'm going to give my game ball to Jono Price for that smack he laid on the one kickoff. He didn't get credit for it in the box score because they gave it to Ishmael Mahdi, wears the same number. But that was Jono Price on the defensive side of the ball for kick return. So I'm going to give my game ball to him on the special teams.
Well, my special teams game ball is coming home with me. I'm not giving out one.
Again.
I'm sorry. Because, I'm not
that's
giving
twice
one
the
out,
last
man.
4 games.
Because, yeah, dude, we got to get I'm totally on board with you about I'm kind of scared because this game is going to come down to it, and I talked to Max about that today. He goes, man, that kid's got to get some confidence, man. He's got to believe that he can win the games. You got to believe that stuff, man. I mean, it's something that I hope that I hope he's kicking good this week because it's going to be, it might come down to just that, the kick. So we're going to see if I can give one out the last game.
Well, we got to win it. We got to win it before you can do that for sure. Glenn, one of the things that I said it right at the top of the show in terms of this rivalry, it's just amazing just the last 5 years alone. We go from the lowest of lows, in 2000 to, the highest of highs just 3 years later. And in 2023, going up there and getting the first win in 12 years in Tempe. They come back and beat us here in our house last year on the way to their magical year. And now, like you mentioned several times during our interview, Arizona's going up there, and they're going up there as the favorite at the moment in this ball game with a 1.5 point spread. It's just kind of, I think this is great for the rivalry. It's great that there has been, at least in the last 4 years anyway, going back to obviously Arizona breaking the 5-year losing streak. Any given year it could be either one of these teams getting the win, and I think that makes it way more interesting for sure.
Yeah, and I think Stoops and Dalton were on that 70 Love game.
Yeah,
weren't they on that team?
I've said that was the first night that I recognized Trayton Stoops, that he stood out to me on tape was that game.
Yep, and those guys got that locked in their back of their minds about this game. So they got a lot to play for too. So if they can get 2 wins out of 4, that's unbelievable. That would be unbelievable. That's not a bad percentage, but you got those guys have a little motivation, and they don't forget that. They won't forget that game, because that game was a total embarrassment. So hopefully that'll spark some juice into those guys and get them ready for it. But you don't really need all that stuff for this game, because this game is going to be packed. It's going to be sold out. It's going to be a lot of people there, and it's going to be a lot of ornery people there too. So the fans, everybody, we don't like each other very much up there. So I'm bringing my pocket knife.
And quickly, we've got some breaking news here. The latest it is Tuesday, so the latest college football playoff rankings are coming out. Arizona is number 25 in the latest college football playoff rankings. The Wildcats come in at number 25. Arizona State, we were talking earlier in the show that neither team was ranked in the AP poll, but the latest college football rankings has Arizona as number 25 heading in to the Territorial Cup game. How about that?
Well, a little respect. That's good. About time. About time giving us. I feel like Rodney Dangerfield. Man, that's just a little respect. That's awesome.
There you go.
That's great.
There you go. All right, Glenn, we will talk to you again on Friday. We'll be live from Tempe for the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day pregame show. Coverage will begin at 2:30 from Mountain American Financial Stadium. And then, of course, we'll have postgame coverage as well for everybody after the ball game and hopefully after an Arizona win. Glenn, we look forward to it on Friday, 99th Territorial Cup game.
All right, bear down. Beat the Scummies.
Nobody brings you the inside scoop on your Arizona Wildcats like we do. Today's Arizona Insiders are brought to you by Modelo, brewed for full-time Cats fans. Modelo, an official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We've got the Brent Brennan radio show coming up for you. Top of the hour, 6:05, live from the Union Public House, along with Brian Jeffries, the head coach. I'm sure there'll be special guests, as there always is. This is the final Brent Brennan press conference show of the season. Tommy Lloyd's first, radio show, not press conference show, but radio show. Tommy Lloyd's first radio show will be coming up on Thursday, December the 11th. That will also be up at the Union Public House. The majority of Tommy's shows will be on Thursday nights, so a great way to start your weekend with Tommy Lloyd beginning December the 11th. Don't forget the Becky Burke radio show starts Tuesday from the Sands Club with Derek Palmer on Freedom 1400. That show will be at 5:30, and it's going to move around. So check our local listings and social medias, because there's going to be a number of different nights for which the ladies and Becky will be having their radio show over at the Sands Club. Right now, let's give you your Casino del Sol replay for today.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
All right. Brent Brennan never played in this rivalry. His brother did. You heard his touchdown, 1998. Get things going for a game that the Wildcats would win, thanks to Trunk Candidate's awesome game on the ground, 50-42. Arizona has scored 50 in this rivalry only a handful of times. That was one of them. They also scored 50 in 2016 in winning here 56-35. They also scored 50 2 years ago in Tempe when they broke their losing streak up in the Valley, winning 59-23. Last year, though, just 49-7. Only 7 points against the Sun Devils, who blew the doors off, winning by 42 here in Tucson. Brent Brennan on the rivalry.
I'm excited about this team. I'm excited about where we're at. We got a lot of respect for Coach Dillingham and the team up north. I think it's one of the best rivalries in college football. It's such a unique thing, just being in the state of Arizona. Just how there's so many kind of families divided by these two schools, or my dad went here, my mom went there, or whatever. So I think it's just a really, really special thing, and we're excited to play. We're on a short week, so we're working our tails off. We had a good start to the week, and we're getting excited about this game.
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
All right, before we get out of here, a couple laundry items just to wrap up on the week. Last night on the postgame show, we were watching Arizona State and Texas Texas lost that game to the Sun Devils. Our guy Doug called in to the postgame show. He would later text after the game. After that complete meltdown by Texas, I have some new F-bombs because he was dropping F-bombs, field goals, and whatnot, but not the kind that I can say on the air. He called Texas's losing of that game gross. So appreciate Doug as always. Also, Terry checked in, said he was on hold but had to hang up. Said, I was going to say I'm rooting for Sean Miller's shirt. I hope it stands up better against the sweat that he had during that famed NCAA tournament game. I didn't see Sean sweating through his shirt last night whatsoever. All right, that's going to wrap up our show for today. Appreciate it. Again, no show tomorrow, no show Thursday. Back with you for the Territorial Cup game on Friday with coverage at 2:30. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thanks to JW Madden. Thanks to Cricket. Thanks to Dragon Ball. My name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. Again, happy Thanksgiving. Be safe out there. We'll talk to you again 2:30 from Tempe on Friday for the 99th Battle for the Territory, Arizona State. Can't wait to get there. It's going to be fun. Bear down and have a great day.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. Slowing Ajo and Mission, southbound and westbound, more backup southbound La Cholla at Ajo Way. Also busy westbound Irvington approaching and passing 12th Avenue. Collisions reported Ruthroff in I-10 and Ruthroff westbound slowing on I-10 near Ruthroff. Also a crash at Valencia and 12th Avenue. And that's your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
If you've been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, this is what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Imagine being a million miles away. Tremfya Guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. In clinical trials, at least 70% of patients saw at least 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks. Results may vary. Tremfya is also indicated for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit tremfya.com.
AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall is your premier automotive destination in town. Explore the new 2025 Honda models and extensive collection of pre-owned vehicles. Experience no-hassle financing and our no-haggle one-price selection. Visit AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall today.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, good fellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Clicks don't show the full picture, but Cumulus Digital does. We show you exactly who saw your ad by name and address, and our campaigns beat industry benchmarks by over 25%. Visit cumulusdigital.com today to start outperforming.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Tohono O'odham Nation.
Ready to score a new vehicle? Whether you are looking for a new car, truck, or electric vehicle, at Royal Kia, we know exactly what you want. A quality vehicle at a great price and to be treated fairly. We stand by our transparent online pricing, offer a 72-hour buyback guarantee, and you work with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $589 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus, or royalkia.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tune to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
This is University of Arizona Wildcat Football. And this is the Brent Brennan Radio Show. Each week, the Wildcats head coach talks Wildcat football. You're always invited to join us at Union Public House for great food, football, and some fun. Now, Arizona Sports Enterprises presents the Brent Brennan Show. With the coach, here's your host, the voice of the Wildcats, Brian Jeffries. All right, hi again, everybody. Welcome back to Union Public House. Here we go. It is rivalry week. It is the Territorial Cup on the line Friday night up in Tempe, Arizona ASU for the 99th time, the oldest rivalry trophy in the nation. It will be decided on the gridiron, and it's going to be a great night for football. Hope to see a lot of Wildcat fans up there. It's a 7 o'clock kickoff on Friday night. That'll be the end of the regular season. The Wildcats are headed to a bowl game after that. We'll find out the destination and the opponent coming up in a couple of weeks. But first things first, Arizona ASU coming up, and a lot on the line as always. I mean, there's pride, there's bragging rights, etc. It's interesting that both teams sit with identical overall records of 8-3. You have to go back over a decade since both teams had glossy records like this going into the final game, and that just, I think, adds to the intensity that we're going to see Friday night on the field up in Tempe. So we're going to talk about that tonight. We'll look ahead to that game. We will look back at the win over Baylor last week and some of the great things the Wildcats did in that game on Senior Day at Arizona Stadium. And it was, boy, what a great feeling to send those guys out. And the contributions they've made, be it 1 year or 6 years, really unsurpassed in many ways. So we look forward to that. One thing that just came up one thing that just came up is the weekly CFP rankings, and there sits at number 25 the Arizona Wildcats, and that's great to see. And now if everybody loses in front of the Wildcats this week, who knows how far they might move up. But anyway, it's there's some pride there, Coach. And before we get to last week and this week, just seeing your name in that top 25, I mean, that's got to feel good.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm on here.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it's awesome. To be honest with you, I just found out as I was walking in the parking lot right now. My daughter told me. So, yeah, it's exciting. We're all on ASU, man.
Yeah.
This is. I'm glad to see everybody, but I gotta go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's we've got a big time football game coming and Friday night, and that's where our hearts and our heads are at.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to get to that, but I do have to touch just a little bit on the Baylor game, an outstanding win, senior day, and everything that went into that. All three phases doing their part to win that game for your guys. And, I remember looking at the stat sheet when the game ended, and I saw Dalton Johnson with 18 tackles. And I'll be honest with you, I thought it might have been a misprint, first of all. I said, wait a minute, nobody gets – yes, he did get 18 tackles in that ball game. That was a great effort by him. And, again, the defense, 2 games in a row now, their second half have been almost unstoppable, I think.
Yeah, I think our defense is playing really good football right now. Coach Gonzalez, in that side of the ball, really those coaches really have the guys playing their tails off. And I was excited for Dalton. Everybody was excited for Dalton. He's been an awesome player for us all season. He's a great Wildcat. He committed to this, to the university during the Sumlin era, and he still came in the staff transition stuff, and he's an awesome young man and a great football player. All right, so on to the rivalry. It's Friday night up in Tempe. You've been a part of other rivalries. You've been a part of this one, of course, last year. Is there a common thread in football rivalries, or are they each unique? I think they're each unique. I think they're just different parts of the country, different fan bases, different universities. But they're all fun. They're all fun and exciting. There's always just great, energy and intensity surrounding all these matchups. And this one is particularly fun because obviously there's not a lot of, there's just a little bit of road between us and the team up north. And there's so many families and people here in the state of Arizona that went to one school or the other. So everybody feels, everyone falls on one side of it or the other. And so it is a lot of fun. All right, so I think you've used this phrase several times this season, and that your team, plays on the edge, and that's a good thing. And I'm just wondering, going into this game now, I mean, there's an edge there, and at what point do you have to make sure everybody understands that you've got to be composed, you got to play with discipline in a game like that, because Absolutely. Emotions can get away from you in a rivalry game, right? Yeah, I mean, you hope not, but yeah, sure, it can. I think, you saw emotions got away from those guys last night in the NFL football game, the best in the world. So, when I look at it, this game is a big-time discipline game for us. We have a lot of respect for Coach Dillingham and that staff up there and the program they're building. And I think it's exciting that we have 2 good football teams playing for the Territorial Cup. I think that's an awesome deal. And so, for us, it is about composure. It is about, because if we want to be on the edge of the cliff, just not over it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so that's the challenge of it is because you don't want to pull back what's given us a chance to play good football this year either, right? Okay. So I'll ask you about the offenses later, but I want to ask about the defenses because these are 2 of the best defenses in the Big 12 right now. Is there, again, any comparison in terms of styles or how the – no, none at all? No, okay. Very, very different, just outside of the fact that they're obviously been really effective playing defense. They combine a really active defensive front. They have the ability with some size and the ability to get to the quarterback. Their linebackers are outstanding players. Both corners can play. This might be the most complete defense we've played this year. Okay. One other thing about the rivalry, and it's part of the transfer portal era now, is that you have guys, both teams have guys that have not played in this before. They have played at other schools. They've come into the 2, and we see this all over the country. And so they haven't been, indoctrinated into the rivalry yet. How much do your veteran players who have been in this before, you got guys on the coaching staff who have been in these games before, how valuable is that for them to kind of make sure that the new guys understand what this is all about? Well, I figure if Ricky Hundley and Chuck Cecil and Brandon Sanders and Bobby Wade and Ronnie Palmer can't get the message across about the importance of this game, then I've got the wrong guys in the building. But, having those guys that have been a part of this game, and then also, obviously our current roster, those guys do a great job of helping the new guys understand what this thing means. All right, Cats and Sun Devils coming up Friday night
in Tempe. We're at Union Public House tonight. Back with more in a moment. This is Wildcat Football from Arizona Sports Enterprises.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else.